delving into Catch of the Day Week 10-day month thing that I haven't actually named, the Escapades in Jezero, generally speaking. That's a great name. It has only like one or two too many words. We are going to be adventuring inside of Azemar today in one of the big bustling cities shortly after the events of our previous epilogue in Princes of Azemar. We have today joining us, we have Lily playing Zinhorn, Zin Delatris. We have Nemia Deadok played by Alex. We have Corin Goldbarrel played by Bobby, and Adri Nimblefoot played by Nicole. We will get into them in just a second. Jezero is, as everybody knows in Azemar, a giant, bustling city full of diverse cast of various residents from all over the place. In recent years, there have been dragons scouring Azemar and destroying parts of the countryside, driving people inward, forcing people to band together, and so there's been a flood of newly.
I'm really sorry, guys. I gotta duck out.
No worries.
Yep.
Welcome to the first female-only Catch of the Day.
Now you're actually witnessing history. Welcome.
Brandon, my lovely sister.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
DMs don't count.
Yeah, in Girls' Night tonight, we are going to be only playing with 3 as we explore this city full of new immigrants, new faces, and new secrets. And we'll just get right into it, I think, with the 3 that we have here. First, Nemia Deadok, reporter for the Crier's Guild, those who spread the word of truth throughout the city. I'm actually going to give it up to you just for a second. Why don't you describe what you look like and who you are, just so that people get a sense.
Cool. So I am a tiefling, bard, and a reporter isn't actually a class, but it's my class.
It's a job.
I haven't put a ton of thought into what I look like. I just know that I have one of those old-fashioned reporter hats that has like the card in it. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
The card that sits on it.
Uh-huh.
And I have a notepad that literally never leaves my hand. Even
like
when I'm playing my lute, it's still there.
You might have a big, nice coat, make you seem a little tiny bit more classy. That gets you into places.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And today you are trying to get into places. As you walk down the streets, you find yourself on your way to a high-class party that you have it's not an invitation, but it's an excuse for. You are going through customs currently in the inner walls of Jezero. Now, you know a few things about this city. You know that here, magic is strictly prohibited, except by those with the proper permits. You must get them stamped. You must get them looked at by proper supervisors. It's very hard to get, even for officials like you. You actually don't have any permits right now because you're working off the books. You've had this little suspicion going on for a long time about some workings that you've been hearing whispers of. There seems to be something going on at this party, this specific party in the Bay, and you want to know what it is. You know that it is happening under the watch of multiple different groups that are in this city. The only one that you know for sure is the Thieves Guild, and that interests you enough. As you get up to customs, you see high in the sky, there's giant fires and fireworks and strange lights spindling around, cast by the licensed entertainers of the city.
Oh,
and,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's how it's got to be. And in front of you, as you go towards the bay with its 2 giant statue lighthouses on either side, you notice sparkling in the sky the airship that has recently come to Jezero, full of ambassadors from the new kingdoms of Uranipur. And you are not interested in that one, though. You are interested in the little ship party. You know that there is a smaller ship in the bay itself, and that's where you set your eye. You come up in this long line through customs, which are trying to get people through as fast as they can, but they really are giving people a nice pat down, asking a bunch of questions, making sure they know everything. And as you come up to one of the guards, he looks at you a little bit and says, "Step up to the plate. I've seen you before. What did you try to get in last time? Come on. You tell me it'll be easier." Starts patting you down.
I don't have anything to declare, I swear. I'm just here to have a good time.
You got a license for the flute?
That's a trick question. flutes aren't illegal for members of the press.
I know your type. You're not any press member. You have a pouch right there. Come on. You're going to enchant this thing. You're going to make it dance for you or something.
This
You
is
need the proper
discrimination.
papers.
I'd like your name. And I'd
Don't
like the
even
name of
talk
your
to me.
supervisor.
You want my
You'll
supervisor?
be hearing from this. I will blow the case wide open on this. This is just harassment, institutionalized.
Why don't you
You're
give me a
going down,
diplomacy
mister.
roll?
Diplomacy.
Diplomacy. All right,
What's
let me see what my diplomacy
I'm sorry.
bonus.
What is it called in this game?
Persuasion?
Oh, okay, I was like, what?
I knew he was
Like,
talking
is
about
that a
something.
thing?
You know.
All right.
Those
Persuade
words.
Ooh, that's not great. 8.
Yeah, he's gonna like give you a nice
What?
shove, like as you say this,
No, that's including.
Oh, okay.
in the middle of you talking, and push you backwards, and he's kind of gonna say, "Yeah, you don't get to talk to my supervisor when I do a routine check. I said, where are your permits? If those aren't ingredients, then show them to me."
All right, fine. I'll open up the pouch.
Is it your ingredients pouch? Because I think you have one of those.
Do you?
Or do you use your? I mean, I don't know. Can bards use an instrument as a symbol?
Yeah.
Or as a?
They
Yeah.
have
can?
a spellcasting focus. That's
Yeah, they
their-
So
They
no,
do.
actually, it's not a components pouch.
It's honestly
Perfectly
a
legal.
really nice
It's
key.
medicinal.
Well, what do you do then? You can't make that much money with this thing.
Sorry, what's the thing he's referring to?
The flute. Sorry.
My
It's
flute?
holding it.
not the medicine pouch.
He does give it back though.
Oh, this is just a hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And why are you dressed so mid fancy?
because I'm trying to go to a fancy party. I'm trying to catch myself a man, if you must know. It gets a little lonely. Big city, young reporter. I need a social life.
And you're bringing your flute to meet a man.
Well, you never know. I mean, he might be a musician. We can accompany each other. It'll be very romantic. I built this up in my head a lot.
Fancy party, huh?
Fancy party.
Well, you know.
I've even replaced my. I usually have a card in my hat. Now it's a feather.
Yeah, a feather makes you fancy, I guess. Anyone going to a fancy party has a fancy purse tucked away somewhere in there.
This guy's like really thorough.
Yeah.
Don't you, this? There's a big line to get in. Aren't you concerned about those people? They look
Yeah, don't-
suspicious.
Aren't you concerned about all of them? You might have to go stand in that whole line again. Talk to a different guy.
She's more polite than you.
Dude.
That
Will you
He's
let
kinda
me
like
through, please? It's
holding
getting
it-
late. I'm
he's
missing
kinda-
the explosions.
He looks down like he's looking for that purse, and he holds his hand out again.
Oh, girl, he wants to brag.
You see one of his like other guards kind of looking that way and just chuckling.
Oh my god, bitch. The corruption is rampant.
I know what you want, sir, and I won't give it to you. I am an honest citizen, and you should try to have more pride in your job.
An honest citizen, trying to just find a man to get. You know what? I think that maybe you won't go back in line. Maybe we should just go put you somewhere that you won't get to enjoy the festivities tonight. I can find you in the morning. How does that sound? You know what? Get out of here. Don't even come back.
Oh my
I don't want
God.
to see you in line.
Wow.
You just failed so hard that we're not even allowed to play.
Okay.
The game is canceled.
I guess I'll leave.
As you go back, it's lucky for you that a certain someone is looking out. Zin, you are getting a few of your little vermin pals all over the city. You're currently at the docks, very close to this party, where you're supposed to meet your reporter friend. Because you are giving her the scoop. You've been mostly focusing on the water because you're looking for Thieves Guild members, and you haven't found any. You found plenty of well-to-do folk kind of sailing into this ship, which is a giant like galleon-sized ship in this harbor that actually sailed in before melt happened, before this giant celebration when the ice around the ring of the lake begins melting. He just sailed straight through it when it was starting before it had even
That's
finished.
crazy.
Yeah. And he's hosting this huge party, which you've been observing. You've seen all kinds of masked folk going onto the boat by their own smaller boats, usually from other parts of the city.
And I'm waiting to meet up with Nemia, right?
Yeah, you're waiting to meet up with Nemia.
Ain't coming.
You're looking for kind of darkened, sneaky-looking boats because you don't think the Thieves Guild wants to be known or even wants to be in disguise. They don't usually operate like that here. And instead, you've just seen, various animals, construct, monster, even some dragon masks, seemingly ironically.
Weird.
You're not sure about how good taste that's in.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of your rats is out there looking after Nemia and sees her trouble at the gates, and you kind of sigh and pick yourself up, knowing that you can probably get her in through more illegal means.
Yeah.
It's never that hard to grapple over a wall, even if it is 15 yards high.
Yeah. No problem. All right.
As you make your way, I'm assuming you go that way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you make your way back, and you see all sorts of people going onto this ship, just the same as from the front. But the people going from land seem to be a little bit more the normal invitees, the people bribing their way in, that kind of stuff.
Is that where Nemia was in line?
Yeah, it was a little bit farther back. It's actually at the gates to the inner walls of the city, which is quite a bit away. But you can quickly make your way through the crowd. Kind of sneaking your way through, making sure nobody sees you too much, and keeping to yourself. You kind of just look like a beggar when you want to, with your hood up and your dark cloak around all your gear.
No disguise.
Yeah, and nobody really wants to stop to talk to you on a busy night like tonight.
Yeah.
So you get to the walls where Nemia is sort of despondently looking around, seeing if she can sneak her way back in through the gates.
Okay.
The rats are not perfect, of course. They don't you don't have some mind link with them, but they do give you,
They got me location and
there's a lot of them. You're good at talking to them.
yeah, we got a whole relay system here.
So yeah, you find yourself on this part of the wall, which is mostly ruin. There's no way anybody can patrol at the top because there's barely anything to patrol.
Right.
And you climb your way up, look down, and you actually see Nemia down there, kind of towards the main street, and you're up on this wall. Either side, there's like guards far away, but none of them are going to see you in the darkness.
All right.
I'm messing with my clothes, trying to disguise myself. Give it a second go.
I'm still on the wall, right?
You are still on the wall, yeah.
How high is the wall?
It's very tall. I mean, it's a ruin, so it's probably only like 30 feet, but I mean, it's supposed to be 15 yards tall. This is the tall inner wall. The city was built by a dragon long ago, and she needed enough space to sit.
Makes sense. Watty. Okay. On the crumbly part where I am, is it like a gradual crumble down?
It is a gradual crumble down on the side you came from, not the side you're looking at.
If I'm able to get to like the lowest point and then reach down with my crowbar, she might be able to grab it, and I might be able to get her up. It's kind of what I'm thinking.
You could probably tie it to a rope.
That's better, probably.
If it's not in your inventory, don't worry about it.
No, I have
full inventories.
I have rope.
Yeah. So she doesn't know you're there yet. She's kind of farther out, maybe 100 feet.
Damn city guards have no integrity. I am going to write such an expose on them.
Can I send Pierce to just kind of do a quick flyby and then fly back to me, so hopefully that catches her attention?
Yeah. Pierce will, like, with a simple command, Pierce just, like, leaps out into the night, completely silent, of course, and, like, flies over the crowd and then kind of swoops down near Nemia, seemingly landing on a sill and scrabbling towards something that isn't really there. You've trained your owl very quickly and very well. It can pretend to do normal, natural owl things when it's really sending signals. Nemia, your passive perception is easily enough to see that. You notice
it's like one of Zin's.
Yeah. You look around and see Zin like vaguely waving in the moonlight on top of the wall, and making your way over. You like kind of look around, and as you get through these alleyways, you sort of there's people in here. People are celebrating, but they're all like, this is a bunch of alleys in these sort of rundown older districts of smaller houses, and people are sort of doing their own little celebrations for the most part. Everybody's like making their own food, grilling meats, throwing on all these like homegrown vegetables on fires and stuff, and playing their own music, smaller kind of things. So you manage to get around. Yeah, it's pretty busy. Like, yeah, you step over like this half-orc beggar who's like only on the waist down. He sort of like hopefully shakes a cup at you.
At me or at Zim?
You.
At you, Nemia.
Because you're making your way to me.
Oh yeah, I'll give him some money.
Nice, yeah. Drop a few coppers for good luck.
These people got in with their instruments just fine.
And and he kind of lights his face up and like nods his head. Thank you. God's bless whichever ones.
Thank you. You too, friend.
And
Best
he
of luck.
he stands up and kind of goes the other way towards that line. You know, nobody's really paying attention to you as you get to the crowbar and you hold it. And Zinhorn, you can probably bring that up. Nemia has enough like strength to kind of repel and support herself partially, and you'll get all the way up to the top.
What you doing down here?
Had some difficulty with the guards. I was about to take a second attempt at it. Yeah,
I'm sure you were, but
I would have succeeded.
You don't mind.
They're so suspicious of magic.
Yeah, it's,
Couldn't just go charm person on him, His friend was right there.
It's true. Well, I'm sure you won't mind if I just speed things along here.
Do what you do, Zim.
All right. Can I just go back to...
Yeah, you can totally like lead the way and peer around corners. You barely need to like stop. You can kind of do it in transit. You're very used to the city. You're just like you're taking back alleys that nobody's going to pay attention to you guys. Nemia isn't dressed up enough that she stands out on this night, so it's pretty easy to do. Every once in a while, somebody looks your way because you're a tiefling, and there's just not that many of them. But that's not the worst thing in the world. There's plenty of people in masks. There's plenty of other folk that are not normally out and about that are wandering around. Nobody really pays too much notice. You do say that as you say the thing about the you didn't want a charmed person. You actually hear one of the criers like up on some rooftops like yelling out about like, please remember, drunkenness is not an excuse to unlawfully use magic. The watch is watching. This message is sponsored by the Jezero government. And you guys make your way to the ship where you see just a few bouncers sort of gently examining people as they go in. Nothing too thorough.
Not like how it was in her line.
Not at all.
And do I have I was in before, but do I have some kind of invitation or something?
You have you do not have an invitation. The people going through this line are not mostly invited. They are just either, as I said, bribing their way in, or they look nice enough that they're getting in on either their own credentials or just by flattering people. This seems to be much more relaxed. It's not a very strict inlet. You actually saw earlier with your spies that all those fancy people, the guy dressed up as the goat, the lady dressed up as the demon, the strange looking man with the centurion face, all of them were completely skipping a level and going up to this top floor. That's a second outdoor floor of this weirdly shaped ship.
Okay, yeah.
And
sure.
yeah, you couldn't really get any farther than that while you were out on the pier. You might not be able to get in just on your looks for sure.
That's all right.
But you could probably figure out a different way on.
Okay.
Nemia, you definitely are planning on getting in here with your credentials, not as in I'm on a mission, just as in do you know who I am?
All right. The question is, should I let Nemia take point to get us in or not? So I'm going to give you, I think I want to try to just get in line and see if it'll work. So I'm going to give you, I have a gem. I have 2 gems, actually.
A gem?
Yeah. So I'm going to give you one and just say, in case anybody's hands are really dry.
Oh.
Just in case.
I usually try not to resort to such.
I know, but some people
Shameful.
in this town, they don't really
Corruption.
expect that they should.
It's rampant in this city.
Yeah, well, a lot of people are just lacking a lot of respect for true reporters. And
One of the other people in line is I know, they're just really, those guards, the audacity.
Thank you. Can I get a quote from you later? What's your name?
Absolutely. Me?
I'd love to follow up with you. Do you have any personal experiences with guards harassing you?
I can't believe they would pat us down.
It's
The
ridiculous.
purpose of this walls is to keep the others out. I'm from here.
Interesting. Don't you think that's a little xenophobic of you?
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
I have friends from all kinds of places, and all of them have been established in this city for hundreds of years.
So they're all from this place.
Yes, this is an ancient city full of ancient people with ancient tastes. The outer walls should never have even been built. We should have kept the little shanty towns out. They can have their little village in the forest. I don't
found
care.
a Piedmont, guys. I
Interesting,
found
thank you.
Piedmont in D&D.
We only eat cheese that has been aged for 250 years. Thank you.
Exactly.
This person has a mask of a rabbit with these floppy ears on, so you can't see her face. But like looking at her, you can tell that she is either human or elven, and not much else about her. She's pretty well concealed. A lot of people here are. Actually, that reminds you. In fact, she says, "Anyway, I'm happy to give a quote, but aren't you here for the party? Where's your costume?" You guys do have costumes, actually. Sorry.
Oh. Jesus, you're gonna get in.
It's right here. I haven't put it on yet.
Yeah, you were planning on getting in here, so you kind of knew what was going on. What is your costume? You can completely choose. It doesn't matter. Everybody's wearing, like, as I said, various animal or creature masks and stuff like that.
I'd like to be a fox. So,
Nice.
I'm gonna go as a fox.
That was very fashionable last year. You know the Queen wore it. I don't know which Queen she means.
Queen or something. That's pretty great.
The line progresses, and you guys get to the front where the guards kind of give you each a once-over, and actually they do kind of begin to question, but then they see like how many people are in line, and like one of them kind of pulls aside one of the others and then points at a different one, and they kind of just usher you through. You don't have too much trouble getting through there.
All right.
I'm going to do a little doodle-a-doo to Adri, because Adri is not coming in through the same way that you guys came into the city.
Okay.
Probably
Can I
not.
say that we find a place to change and then get in our costumes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
You guys, in between this, you can totally like put on your full costume, not just the mask,
Great,
in
awesome.
like a little lavatory or just a more private area of the boat.
Sweet, doing it.
Adri, you are not on any nice street full of nice people waiting in line. You're not in any area with festivities at all. You're not even on the surface. You don't really have much to hide on your person. You only have your own presence to hide. So you are going through what you know to be the best way into the inner city, which is the tunnels beneath it. You are currently headed to the same party as these folks, only you are going directly to the meeting on invitation to the meeting. You have no plans of going in any front doors or making your presence known. You are just invited to a meeting between your guild, the Thieves Guild, of which you are a relatively low-ranking member of, and very excited for this opportunity, because you are going to be accepting a business proposal, which has already been determined, from a variety of other folks around here. Hosted of you are going to accept a proposal from the brand new and rapidly growing Tunnelers, Sappers, and Pillar Carvers Guild.
How exciting.
Which has been working on exciting new projects in the depths of Jezero. You see, as I said, there's a lot of people coming into the city, and there isn't quite enough room for them. So in the older district, where all those like tall houses that are a little bit, narrower, a little bit closer together, and much older than many of the newer ones that that Nemia was stuck in, you know of this giant project. Actually, everybody knows about this giant project of a giant trench laid directly through one of the central streets that goes down about 40 feet. That is lined with brand new buildings, ladders, pathways, little makeshift wooden planks that bring you between them. Yeah, that guild has completely dug up the street, partially through abusing the bureaucratic system and making sure that any contests to their permits are met with just a slurry of appeals. And they need capital. So they're willing to let the Thieves Guild into some of this for your guys' purposes, if you guys help them with that part of it and can help them keep on the expansion. They need to grow in order to grow. This is, of course, going to be a formal deal between thieves. You guys do not take chances with this kind of thing. There is no spit and shake on it. No, you have attendees, particularly those who don't care about the illicit nature of the deal. The clerics of Joaquin often oversee deals like this in cities like these in order for there to be an official, unofficial record. This way, if anybody needs to reference something, say there's a change in power or a sudden uprising or even a new party introduced, the old agreements will always have a third party who is unaffiliated, who just gets paid a small amount up front, no recurring payments,
as a witness.
and as a witness. So you're expecting
Nothing written down. They're just very good memories.
Correct.
Remember it.
So you're expecting some.
Still try.
So you're expecting to meet the cleric inside the bowels of the ship, along with a representative of this Tunnelers Guild, which you have actually done business with before, because you guys have been doing small projects together to lead up to this deal for certain. You have not been in charge of those, so you have not met this person.
Okay.
You just know her as the red-haired lady with the red clasp. You know that she will be somewhere she shouldn't be in the depths of the ship.
Okay.
And you know that she is not part of the party, and that will be obvious.
Red-haired lady with the red clasp. Got it.
Where she shouldn't be. Like the engine.
I actually didn't give Zin a chance to describe himself. What does Zin look like?
Wood elf, pretty tall. Yeah, I don't know. I got my.
What's your
owl
disguise?
pierced. Well, right now I'm dressed.
As a fox,
as
right?
A gallant fox. I've got this nice tail coming out, very red, with my nice mask. But then I've got this beautiful emerald green velvet cloak. Yeah. So that's what I look like right now for this party.
Perfect.
But yeah, just wood elf,
And Nini, what do
with
you
my
look
owl.
like? Right, yeah. Do you keep the owl? Yeah, that's a good question. Do you keep the owl as it would be totally in style to keep it as a prop right now.
Yeah, I'd have
But
it.
you could also have it flying around.
Just have it hold perfectly still so people think it's a stuffed owl.
Yeah, I can have it here for some of it, and then when I need to, I can send it off.
Yeah.
Adri is a drow, so this very, very light blue grayish skin with very short hair and wearing pretty simple clothes, but carrying, just in case something goes wrong and she needs a disguise for the party. I don't think she would because she isn't going to the party, but just in case. She is carrying a nice little over vest, like a long vest kind of thing that's embroidered in these silvers, and she has a blue jay mask,
Nice.
just as a precaution.
Okay. And is she wearing that, or is it just in her?
She has a bag, I would assume.
All right, cool. There. And is she disguised as an elf, or is she openly a drow? Drow are not necessarily reviled, but they are definitely definitely discriminated against, and they are uncommon.
Yeah, she does have a disguise kit, so I think before this she would have kind of used that to try to make her skin look a little bit more, pink and normal.
It's not hard to do with all the paint everywhere, everybody made up, everybody in costume, light flickering and erratic everywhere. Not hard to do at all. You don't even need to make any kind of checks, plus you had ample time. As you move through these tunnels, which you know pretty well, you take all the lesser taken paths. These are not your tunnels. They are actually just tunnels for the different workers of the Tunnelers Guild for the most part, as well as some of the local shops that have supplies stored away, various little exchange points, even a few tiny shops. This is a poor place, but business is absolutely thriving. Everything goes for cheap because that's what people can afford, but everybody needs everything, and everything is made easily nowadays with the efficacy of the guild system, where everybody has a part in this kind of cog in a giant machine kind of system.
Yeah.
A lot of magic, a lot of quick manufacturing is getting things done. And, the old shops and the classic shops are not enough to handle the supply. So tons of pop-up shops and tiny little, like almost illicit, non-tax-paying or cheating places are all
Just
over the
kind of
place.
pop up and disappear as the watch comes by.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so you're moving through this trench called the Pike and keeping to the shadows. And as you're going down, you take one of the routes that is barely known by anybody. Only people from the two guilds that are mainly operating here really take this. Of course, anybody can stumble upon it, and maybe people have and do, but you sort of go past a couple of a dwarf and a human who are big burly looking types who are clearly looking around for things, and you being Dro can see just fine in the dark, and you know that dwarf can as well. But you're kind of like sneaking through on purpose, and you hear them ahead of time as you're moving through some of these chambers that are meant for like meeting and have like minor little seating areas, grills, things like that, mess halls. They're meant for workers to take a break. You hear them talking, and from a distance, you already decipher them saying things about like keep an eye out, make sure boss wants to know. We're looking for him for certain. We're looking for him for certain.
Do I recognize them from my guild?
Give me a culture check.
Culture check.
This kind of thing.
What's culture?
Give me a. I don't actually know what this would be. Even just give me a intelligence check.
Okay, sounds good.
Fail the culture check if you have to ask what culture is.
That's a 15.
It's pretty good.
Cool. Yeah, you're pretty certain they're not from your guild.
Okay.
They could be. It's not like you guys carry a symbol on your chest, but don't look like the types, and they look like the kind that you would know about, because if they were, they would be low level kind of bouncer types, higher muscle.
Yeah.
Could be any kind of mercenary. Do you kind of walk up to them? Do you let them pass?
Can I kind of try to slip into some shadows and let them pass and see if I can hear a bit more of their conversation?
Absolutely. Give me a stealth roll.
Cool. What is my stealth? 13.
As they pass by, you hear them speaking, and you actually catch something very interesting, which is one says, one's like, well, what do they look like anyway? They just said an elf. Not any elf, it's a drow. It'll be a drow. Keep your eye out. One of them glances your direction, and you think he sees something for just a second. But his friend kind of pulls him forward. And they are soon out of your shot. And you continue down the tunnel. It brings you all the way to the dockside. It's going to take you a while, but no, you don't have any other encounter with anybody that matters. As you get into the part that's more open, you see more people, but they're all working on things. You emerge from this little tiny sewer drain that's completely dry, and you actually see that it's completely made up to look like it's dirty. It's not even dirty. It's a completely dry accessway, and you're right at the piers, right below the piers, in fact, and you easily climb up from there. Nobody thinks twice.
Okay.
And you see the ship not too far off. You once again know that you're going somewhere in the bowels of the ship. You could get in the normal way, but that's not the best way to avoid attention necessarily. Somebody might remember you.
Yeah. So if is there any I don't know. There's got to be some little. Either I can climb up the back of the ship and try to sneak down some stairs that are right there, or something. You could
definitely go along up here and examine the outside, and just giving it a once over, you can see there's this low deck that kind of rings the bottom of the ship that would totally be accessible from the water.
Okay.
But there's people on it, plenty of people on it, all over the place.
People.
Okay. Is there? Go ahead. Sorry.
What were you gonna ask about?
Is there any windows or anything like that I could try to sneak?
There's windows. There are windows below that thing. They look like the kind that might be sealed because they're near the water level. Can you give me a perception check?
Yeah. Yes, I can. Shit. Perception. Perception. That is a 7.
That's a 7, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? You can't tell at all, but you guess that they're sealed.
Okay.
You know, they are low enough that with a full cargo or something, this ship could sink farther and they could like get water all over, so they wouldn't be openable at all.
Yeah.
They are glass.
Okay. In that case, well, I'm thinking that I will go ahead and try to get to one of those and see, hopefully around the back, so I'm not just like right by the pier, so people could see me, and try to see if I can break one open. And if not, I will climb up onto the deck and try to disguise myself.
Yeah. So do you jump in the water from like the pier?
Can I try to do it like quietly, so like kind of dangle down from the pier and like, you know?
Yeah, you came from below and nobody noticed you. You can go a little bit farther away, climb down just to make it look like you're, hanging out.
Okay.
Make your way along the shoreline and
Yeah.
Get a nice deep section and just kind of slide into the water. No problem.
Perfect. It's cold.
Nice. As you're like swimming, you see this guard boat kind of pass by, but they're clearly looking towards the boats that are coming from the other parts of the bay. They're looking for like trespassers, essentially. None of them are looking at the water close enough to see you, and they're not holding lanterns out towards you at all. You sail straight past them and get over to the side of the ship. It takes you longer than you think because the ship is so huge that you misjudge the distance. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of little porthole windows along the side, and as you suspected, they are completely sealed. The bottom of this ship is made of stone. This is clearly the kind of ship where like it must have some kind of magic because there's no way it would be supported from its weight otherwise. It has stone and metal all over the place. It's not just oil. You kind of go over to one of the windows and hammer on it a little bit, but the glass doesn't give way from just your fists. You think if you wailed on it for a long time, you might be able to do something, but that would probably eventually get spotted or noticed from the inside.
And it might hurt your hand.
Yeah, I don't have much other than my fists. Sorry.
No, yeah, what were you going to climb?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and climb up and like try to put on my mask and quickly like duck behind something to not be seen.
Okay.
Attempt.
Okay. You totally climb up. That's no problem. You're now on this like mid-level, this bottom level of the ship, which is this balcony. When you're climbing up, you like do notice that there's a couple like right up top, but they are just like vigorously making out. you don't even need to roll your roll. I rolled a 6. You just get up there like right next to them, sopping wet, and walk past. Other people on board don't even notice. People are looking mostly at these dancers and jugglers. There's this guy throwing flaming axes, and he catches one right in his teeth, axe blade first, and like you hear like this clanging, cracking sound, and it just like barely nicks the corners of his lips, and he raises his eyebrows a few times, and everybody, oh, bravo.
Okay, so is there any
like a weird type of entertainment?
do I see any like staircases or anything like that?
Down or up?
Down.
No. You see staircases up to the mid-level deck, which is where the actual entrance leads to. That's where most of the partygoers are, and that's the most likely place for you to be spotted. Which doesn't mean that you couldn't get your way through it. You have that mask, but that's where people might remember you.
Yeah. Okay. Do I see any sort of doorways into the interior? Because I assume this is a deck ringing like a interior.
Yeah,
section.
you see there are most of these things lead upwards and not much leads inwards, but in the very front of the ship, as you're kind of like walking around the edge, you see a couple servers like come out en masse, like there's just this line of them, and quickly like spider web off and into the various areas with these giant platters from
What are they wearing?
They are wearing relatively simple clothes. It's just a coat. It's completely plain, nothing adorning it, not even like buttons. It's just a plain coat and these dark, tight-fitting pants. And they wear all the exact same mask, which is just a black cat, completely dark, unassuming, doesn't stand out. Yeah, that's about it.
I would like to slip into where I saw them come from and see if I can find one of those outfits.
Cool. You do exactly that. You slip into the area they came from and find yourself among these bright hallways where there's more people bustling about, plenty of servers and stuff. Not everybody is a server. There are some guests here. It seems that people are coming in, going to lavatories. There are a few other people who are running around that look like more like partygoers / workers, like they're bosses and stuff like that, head chefs, people who are allowed to enjoy themselves a little bit.
Yeah.
So you don't completely stand out yet.
Okay.
But if you proceed, you do get a few looks.
Okay. Let me see. One sec.
It's not like a maze, but it is like there's a lot of area.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. Is there any particular like place I'm seeing the servers come in and out of, or anything like that?
Good call.
The servers come mostly from the kitchen, but
Okay.
as you walk around, you do notice that there's this long hallway that takes a sudden turn, which at the end of there's this guy sort of not watching it. He's not like observing it, but he's there like kind of looking around. You see him tapping his foot almost impatiently.
Okay.
And
Is he
like he every once in a while kind of turns around and talks to somebody.
okay? Does he look like a server or no?
Yeah, dressed as a server. He doesn't have the mask.
He doesn't have the mask. Ooh. Okay.
Suspicious.
Let me see. Sorry, I'm seeing if I have anything useful.
As you're like thinking of what to do, a man walks out from behind him and like he sort of turns and you hear him like say something not loudly but urgently and like angrily, like he's like, hey, come on, what? No, and then you clearly hear him like please just leave. And the man just keeps on going, barely acknowledges him. This guy dressed in a mask, like you clearly see elven ears as he walks past you, but he doesn't even look towards you.
Okay, so he's just walking by me.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the other dude who's saying, please just leave doing? Is he...
He's watching down the hallway now, kind of looking at you, a little bit confused. Doesn't look like he's moving anywhere. He's just standing there still.
I'm just going to call over to him. Lavatory?
No. Other corner.
Thank you. Just going to duck behind the corner and wait for a few seconds.
Yeah, see if he leaves.
The elven man that you saw, he had a mask of a what do I want it to be? It was a hawk's mask. So it had this very, very sharply curved beak and looked angry. And it was brown with a lighter tannish kind of front.
Okay.
Dressed in clothes similar to you.
Okay. Take note to that.
Okay.
Like how similar to me?
Similar enough. You're not wearing anything assuming, neither was he.
Okay, interesting. Sorry, I'm seeing if I have anything super useful. I don't. And I couldn't see through that door, like what was past them or anything.
No, you could not.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and peek,
Knock him out and throw him overboard.
see if I can peek around the corner and if he's still like looking this direction.
If he's still looking that direction. No, he's still looking around, like both behind him and in front of him, and he sees you again, and he sort of waves, and you can see he looks confused. Yeah, once again, he does not have a mask.
Okay. To the right? Is that what you said?
I said other corner.
Ah, sorry.
Wait,
Gonna go.
are you... Come this way.
Did you leave? Like,
No, I kind of just was like about to go back, and I'll walk over.
And he sort of looks at you and just, are you here for the meeting?
Do I?
You have an invitation, right?
Oh, do I? Do I have a physical invitation?
You do not have a.
Yeah, I didn't
actual
think so.
invitation.
That's way too official for the Thieves Guild.
Yeah, totally.
What are you here for? You're
Does
not.
he look familiar to me?
No.
Not at all. Yes, I was here for a meeting. Who might you be?
Yeah, I'm just the doorman. Who are you here to meet? I might be able to help you find them. I've seen many people coming back around this way.
I was hoping to meet up with a friend of mine, a cleric, actually, of Joaquin. Joaquin would be well respected, like a perfectly respected deity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, okay.
Totally.
So it wouldn't be weird to.
Got a big old statue.
Well, he's not arrived.
Very well.
You can wait. If you don't mind waiting for the cleric, that should clear everything up. You coming in this strange manner and all. He kind of glares at you a little bit, but he seems to mostly believe you. He's just a little bit cautious. This guy probably talking about the meeting you're looking for.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
That's the sense you get. You're not certain.
Okay.
You get that sense.
I mean, yeah, why else would he be being this weird?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Meanwhile, however, Nemia and Zin are making their way through the party, and you guys are seeing all kinds of fun things going on. There's all kinds of people here. You even recognize some of them. Some of them are guild leaders. Some of them are just very well-known artists and workers. You even see a few government officials. You hear them talking about the ship in the sky, and a bunch of them are talking about how they wish they were there with the kings.
Nice.
Segregation of the classes is at an all-time high.
You mostly make your way around trying to find out anything you can about some meeting, but you're not making any headway until Zin, one of your rats who seems to have managed to swim along, finds you, runs across the floor, which causes quite a bit of a stir with the residents. There's a whoa, wow,
If there's some people that are scared, I want to swim and be like, "Don't worry, I've got this." And I'll pretend to kill it and snatch it up. And
yeah,
then I'll
absolutely.
go to the side of the ship I'm gonna toss it away and be like, "Hey, it's good to see you. What's up?"
Yeah, they all think that you've tossed it, and a few of them clap. And this rat tells you below,
Aye.
ship below.
If I have any food from the party that I've already given, I give some of it to the mouse. To
Nice.
thank it.
He eats it. Ship below, ship below, ship below.
Okay, I'll go. Thank you. And I'll be like, "You should hide. Do you need to stay in my pocket? This is not a great place for you."
You can hide in your pocket if you want. He'll gladly stay in there. There's food in there.
Yeah, you can just chill in one of my pockets in my cloak. That's fine.
Yeah, cool.
One of the inner pockets. Okay. Great. I'm gonna sidle back to Nemia and get hors d'oeuvres on the way, bring them over, have us eating, and be like, "All right, meeting's below decks. Gotta get downstairs." Only people I've seen go in or out are the waiters. Black cats.
Well,
There are numerous staircases from this top deck to the bottom one without going to that weird lower platform.
Yeah. Saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I can take care of myself.
And as you
Like
guys
a
are trying
waiter.
to figure out what to do to get below, you guys see a splendid sight. A resplendent sight, in fact, as a cleric walks into the party floor. This cleric is very obvious of their origin. It's a cleric of Joaquin. And that is because they are dressed, this dwarven man is dressed in the finest golden robes, gold threaded into the very, cotton of the is tabard, is that the right word?
Tabard, yeah.
Yeah, the tabard, which has a giant symbol of the golden lady, her golden coin on its front. And he walks in and walks with purpose forward and up a few stairs after glancing around and not noticing you. You don't expect him to notice you, but you know that any strange deal that might be going on here would have such a cleric. just from your time working this
Right.
this gig, Nemia?
I suspect we should follow the cleric.
All right. Very well. Let's follow at a distance. If we need to get through any doors, just let me know.
Yeah, you guys follow from like a distance, and this cleric doesn't seem to have a care in the world. They make their way up. You pass plenty of servants, but no guards, until you see them, this dwarf take a sharp turn into what appears to be a closet and shut the door.
Secret entrance? Or secret bathroom?
Either way, the value is great, and we should investigate.
However, it does make us, we should consider whether or not we should follow him, because if it is a secret bathroom, that could be embarrassing.
All right, let's wait like 30 seconds.
You wait 30 seconds.
How fast do you go to the bathroom?
I don't know. Just wondering.
After 30 seconds, nobody has come out.
All right, let's go. Let's make a
You don't
move.
hear anything. Yeah, actually, as you start going, you hear footsteps below you, and you quickly make your way into this closet, opening the door and rushing inside, where you find no one there. And it's not a closet. It's a unsecret bathroom.
Wait.
It's a normal bathroom.
Oh.
I told you. But the dwarf isn't here?
Dwarf is not there.
There must be a secret entrance. I want to look around.
Yeah, I'd also
Investigation
like
roll
to
for
investigate.
normal looking around.
Investigation.
Absolutely, you guys can both investigate.
All right, investigating.
What do I add?
I got a 19.
Nice.
Say you got a rock, please. Say you got a rock.
Oh, I got a 13. I got a rock.
Okay, it has to be 10 or below to be a rock, but yeah, it's pretty close.
All right.
Feel for air drafts.
You feel for plenty of air drafts. You flip lots of little corners. You do everything you can, and you find nothing. Absolutely nothing. There's seemingly no secret mechanism here, no anything, and you're not sure how the cleric disappeared. What you do find is that there is like a fancy toilet with this self-cleaning, self-smelling bowl thing. It's a magical, clearly. Must have paid a lot of money for those permits.
I flushed the toilet.
Flushing the toilet, you see the water go down the drain, and as it spirals down, you see a handle down inside the little tube.
I grabbed the handle.
You reach in
Quickly, before the water comes back.
You hope that the self-cleaning toilet works well, and you reach in and pull the handle. And as you do so, there's like this shudder as this whole room silently frees itself from whatever latches it was on and begins kind of falling downward, very, very slowly. And
Nemia,
eventually,
you're cracking the case wide open.
I know!
eventually, it gets down into a section beneath where you were, and the doors open on their own. The door opens. It's not a fucking elevator. Well, I mean, it is, but it's like a rope
I'm gonna
one.
say to Nemia before it opens, like when we're descending, just be like, keep your mask on.
That's when the door opens. That seems to be. Well, actually, you don't know if it's necessary. As it opens, you see this dimly lit corridor, and around the corner, you hear a voice going, "Oh, there you are! Please, can you vouch for this strange elven lady over here? She says that she's here to meet you, but she won't tell me who she's here to see, other than you."
I come around the corner.
Yeah, you come around the corner and see at the end of the hallway the cleric of Joaquin walking to this servant, neither of whom sees you, and who are like talking. And the cleric, the Joaquin, seems to look around the corner, and simply says, "The contact. What does she look like?"
To us?
Red.
Not to you guys. You guys don't know. You guys aren't even noticed yet.
Oh, okay.
Red hair, red amulet, or red clasp.
Yeah, so you hear that from around the corner. Red amulet, red hair, red clasp, and she nods and she says, "That's the one. New blood sometimes comes." I'm sorry, he. New blood sometimes comes. Can we get this over with? Don't like staying here too long. let's make it look like a friendly visit to the mister. And he turns tail and walks directly towards you guys now.
Great.
You have like a split second to hide if that's what you want to do. I don't know how you want to handle this.
Am I following him?
Yeah, you're following him.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. I don't think we have a reason to hide. I feel like it's very clear that we're invited.
I don't think we're supposed to be in here in secret. Have I seen what the people like in the cat costumes look like that have been around here or no?
I would say
Like you mean
probably.
without their masks?
No, like have I seen like that
servants.
costume?
Oh yeah. There's still servants down here.
Disguise
Yes.
self.
Awesome. Yeah. The spell.
Yes.
And I will do.
You're good.
It's got a name, and I'm gonna find it. I read it. Mask of the Wild. Advantage.
You wanna hide
in
in plain
plain
sight?
sight. Yep.
Awesome. So you can like totally just hide in the bathroom like that. I'm gonna count that because like they expect one person at a time. It's a bathroom. Why would two people go in it? And so Nemia steps out as a servant, right?
Yes.
And you have a plain coat on. It's pretty much the same as the servants. It's not quite the same. And where do you walk? Do you walk you walk in front of them the same direction they're going, or do you go back towards the other servant?
I'll just kind of like stay where I am and like pretend that I'm like fixing something until they pass, and then I'll like follow.
You're gonna adjust some art.
Yeah. Someone must have walked past this brusquely.
Okay, yeah, they walk past. They're not going to notice you, and the other servant kind of like watches you do this and goes, "Are you finished with your perfectionism in the lower quarters?"
Just about. So, do you have a level? I can't tell. Is the floor crooked?
Do I have one?
Do you have a glass of water, maybe?
We're on a boat, so probably.
If the floor was crooked, this entire place would be crushed by the pressure.
Hold on. I'm gonna get some ball bearings out and roll one.
You like say this, and he kind of shakes his head and looks back, and eventually you just kind of make your way down the hall, following him, right?
Yeah.
Zin follows, no problem. You guys make your way down, and you are right behind the cleric and Adri, as the cleric like gets to a door and says, "This is going down smooth, right? You're agreeing. All sides have already discussed."
I believe the deal is already pretty much in place. We just need an official.
Yeah, you need your honor amongst thieves, huh? Well, let's go in. And he opens the door, and you guys back there hear him go, "Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're here to make it." Oh my god! Oh my god!
What do I see?
Oh
What do
my
I see?
God.
What do I see?
Adri, you peer inside and you see, lying on the ground in the middle of this small chamber, is the red-haired lady with the red clasp lying on the ground, dead, as far as
Oh my gosh!
Immediately begin sketching the crime scene.
Somebody is already here. Where?
Quiet.
Yeah, no shit, quiet. Come on. Think. What do I have?
Get
Sorry,
in the room. We can't let people see.
Yeah, he ushers you into the room and
Close the door.
immediately
Poke my head out before. Can I look outside before I close the door?
If I'm the
logical.
last person in, I'll shut it and be like, "We're all good."
Do I make a break?
You guys just slip in past them, and you're like, we're here the whole time. Is that what you guys do?
No, I wanted to just be like, well, I don't know. I'll take Demi as
Lockdown is in place, sir.
Yeah, like
Do I
part
make
of it.
any
Yeah.
a
So
perception check? Or
you
what's
can
happening?
look back and see a servant and another person.
Okay.
Like we don't need to make this too complicated here.
Cool.
Yeah, you guys, you've heard this and been a little bit surprised by what's gone down, and you get clearly spotted by Adri. But Adri, I don't know what you think of a servant and her person.
Vaguely suspicious, I think. I'll take note of what they look like.
It's shocking.
Shocking.
Well, it's hard to tell because we got masks on. Is there?
They don't look like officials, but you do know that the person who owns this boat is coordinating this and is receiving a piece of the cut as well. They know this is happening.
So it would be reasonable.
This is not you guys taking over a ship. That is a servant.
Is there a drink cart in the corner of this room?
In the room, no. There was a drink cart outside. You could have grabbed it.
A cart?
Yeah, I mean, like Nemia was already trying to look like a servant, grabbing a drink cart makes sense.
I'll tell her. I'll be like, fetch us that drink cart. I think we all could use a drink while we figure out what's going on. I like pretend.
Don't disturb the.
You're just pretending you're part of it.
I pretend I have total control of the situation.
Are
Get some refreshments, I guess.
Who might?
wait, who are you two? Who do you work for? You might know who owns this ship, Nemia.
Or me. It's a pretty big ship, right?
Yeah, actually,
Is it the
both of you
charge?
probably know that. No, it's not the charge.
Okay.
The charge is not this
It was really
inland
big,
yet.
so I was.
It is huge. It is like one of the things that was like, oh, this is the biggest ship in the world. No, this is the biggest ship in the charge.
It's the Britannic.
Yeah. So like you can give me a history roll, both of you, to see if you know the owner of the ship. You probably, or an investigation if you prefer, either whichever has a higher number.
Let's see which has
Same roll.
Yeah, the same for me.
Cool. You guys were like
17.
scouting this out beforehand.
Yeah, I didn't
17.
do very
Yeah, you'll-
good. I got a 6.
You'll know the name of the guy who owns this is. I gotta look it up. Oh no, I gotta find my notes.
Rosie, your
Oh,
shit is
no.
good.
Sorry, his name is Adrian Cornett.
Adrian Cornett.
Yeah, he's a prominent member of the elite in this city. He is a guild master who he's personally the master of a like very fancy guild, the guild of glaziers, glassblowers, and spectacle makers, who make a lot of glass work and high art in the city. It's having a bit of trouble, Mrs. Reporter, simply because they are not doing so well with the whole manufacturing through line of goods. People
It's
don't
true.
usually like their high art to be factoried.
It's true.
Yeah. So it's
I like
not
it
good.
artisanal glass blowing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they're still serving the elite, but it's not enough to pay for what
Sorry,
it used to
I
be.
keep forgetting that I have an owl. I don't think I would have brought the owl in the bathroom. I'm realizing I probably would have left it on deck. If that matters.
That's fine. Yeah,
I
you
just
could
I just
look-
realized it would be weird to have an owl like inside a place.
Are you still in your disguise?
Yeah, I'm still in my fox costume.
You could also just have the owl. That's part of the disguise.
I'll just leave it on the deck.
Oh, make it sit on your head and be a ridiculous hat.
The owl gets to roll a disguise check.
The owl gets to roll a
Yes.
disguise check. It's disguised as an owl.
It's whatever you want. Either way.
I feel like I wouldn't want to have it crammed indoors. Also,
Okay, yeah, so it can be
near
flying above.
The mouse in my pocket, which I feel like is just rude because that's
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
food. So I'm gonna leave the owl on deck and just have the mouse. Sorry.
Um,
Say it
Sorry,
again, I
what's the
forgot.
name of the guy that owns the ship again? Adrian
Yeah, Adrian Cornett.
Cornett.
And you say that to the priest, who sort of looks at you, but then nods and
If she says the name and then I realize who owns it, do I like know enough about him to be like, oh yeah, that glassblower guild guy?
yeah, totally. Like you can just be kind of brusque with it. Like if you
Do I
want.
believe them?
Yeah, you can believe him or you can not believe him. Either way, whatever you think.
Okay.
You don't have to roll opposing rolls for that kind of thing. For
Cool.
person. That's whatever you feel. He believes you guys, and he says, I assume you're not actually just a servant.
Oh, Nemia Dead Oak. My credentials. Reporter for the Criers Guild.
I
No,
didn't
you-
know
you-
the Criers were involved in this deal.
You're a reporter?
But the more the better, more money in our pockets.
I thought we were pretending to work for Cornet.
No,
Oh, I am. Okay, that's fine.
you can do whatever you want.
All right, cool.
Sorry, what?
You're a reporter.
I am. Yes.
Mr. Cornet thought it would be wise to have someone here to, keep everything on the record, off the record. In addition to the services and walking, of course.
Indeed. Can I get everybody's name, please, including the woman who's been murdered? Does anyone know hers?
It's certainly smart to employ reporters to make sure the wrong names stay out of the news.
That's a good point. Plus, I mean, with the murder, I suppose we need help unraveling this. So maybe you can be of some use.
My name is. I'm sorry. What is the court?
Court.
something like that.
Gold barrel.
The player who had this character disappeared.
Oh, Corin. It's Corin.
Corin, there we go.
Corin Gold Barrel.
Yeah, Corin Gold Barrel.
Gold barrel.
I'm Adri.
Adri. Excellent.
Did you even know that the Criers were here?
I, in fact, didn't. I was wondering about that myself.
Yeah.
But I suppose at this point, we would rather
quite some time
have this lovely Crier aiding us rather than following us.
Oh, that's very true. You'd always rather have the press on your side, I'll tell you.
We certainly can't have this getting out too fast. It needs to be leaked in the proper way.
Of course, yes.
Otherwise, there'll be no hope of any kind of deal.
I agree. Manipulate the truth. It's an excellent way to gain power.
What happened here? You guys are the ones who are initiating this deal. Who are your enemies? I don't know if you guys want to look around the room a little bit, but
yeah,
just
I do.
Okay, cool. You can give me investigation rolls, but what's obvious is this person is passed out or dead. They do not have any blood anywhere around them, so you're not entirely sure. But they
can I check if they're alive?
You can. Give me a...
They're not, I know, but...
You don't get to
always good to check. Good job, Audrey.
They're dead.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, they have no pulse. You know when a person's dead. You're good at knowing that. You often make sure people are dead. Go check on that guy. Make sure he's not secretly hiding out at home. Make sure that corpse is real. Fixer life is sometimes a gruff life, but it's a good living.
Yeah. Perhaps I'm gonna say out loud. Perhaps it was something magical. I don't see any like wounds or anything. So.
Yeah. Sorry. What were you guys' investigation rolls? The other obvious thing is that there's a pouch, kind of falling out of her cloak. With a giant lock on one side. The pouch is like made of a silvery, shimmery metal that seems to flow.
I got an 8 on my investigation.
5 and an 8.
I got a 22.
Oh,
excellent work, Nemia.
Thank you.
Knew we let her in.
Nemia, you actually find, as you investigate her body, you find...
Please preserve the crime scene.
Yeah. You find a relatively small puncture mark on her upper arm. It's a tiny, tiny bit puffy and swollen, but only in the very immediate area around it.
I see.
Yeah,
a puncture wound.
Yeah, nothing else seems to make itself apparent right there. On the ground, as I said, there's that bag that's falling out of her cloak, which is shimmery and silvery and made of some kind of metal.
I want to look at that.
I want to go grab the drink cart.
Cool, yeah. So you grab the drink cart, bring it in. You see that this bag is attached to her waist with a strange, almost invisible thread that extends as you pull it away. And if you try to pull it more than 5 feet, it just completely stops and you find yourself unable to pull it further. It's clearly magical. It's not just attached to her with a normal thing. It's anchored.
Okay. But does the bag open?
The bag has a big lock on the front.
Can I try?
It's not made of cloth.
Can I try to pick the lock?
Yeah, sure. You have lockpicking tools and stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, cool. Give me a
kit.
Give me a sleight of hand. Is that what that is?
I think it's sleight of hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Okay. Oh wow! I'm rolling like crap. 7.
Cool. For the other ones, you guys don't really see much because you aren't really seeing what would go on, but you begin hearing this clunking of footsteps upstairs, and one of you, it doesn't really matter which, pokes your head around the corner and sees that server from out where he was sort of guarding the door, looking down towards the hallway with another server behind him, and he's whispering to them, looking down at all of you. Clearly, people have been alerted. You guys know, not you guys. Adri and the cleric know that the guards will have been looped in on this deal. This is not the kind of thing that you do in secret in a ship without people being there to guard the place and make sure nobody gets in who's not supposed to be. There will be guards around, and they will be ordered to only come in emergencies. Let things handle themselves for the most part. So you might have some time, but you might also be in for a visit pretty soon.
All right, I'm gonna try to get the guy to have a drink and say, "Let's all have something to steady our nerves," and I'll offer him whatever he likes from the cart.
And with all of you looking, like at these drinks a little bit suspiciously, except for Nemia, who knows what's going on.
I just brought it in. I just brought it in.
Adri,
I'll pour myself whatever, and I'll say I'm gonna have whatever you're having, and if that doesn't reassure him, I'll do something else. But
and you'll start drinking it in one of them just to show it.
yeah, like if he says like I'm a Scotch guy, I'll be like, great, me too, and then I'll just have it and I'll take a sip first.
He says, I'm a whatever you drink first guy. And as you throw back that scotch, the lockpick hits a little thing inside the mechanism, a twanging sound, and then a whir, and suddenly this lock thing unfurls with a giant tail-looking thing and a wicked needle at the end. Before anything else can happen, this needle drives itself down into Adri's flesh on her hand.
Oh my goodness.
I'm actually going to roll dice just in case this whole roll fails. It doesn't. You feel this thing pierce your flesh, Adri, and like as you let go and try to fly this thing on you, little feet come out of the bottom of the lock as it comes off of the bag entirely and cling to your hand.
This is a tiny mimic?
It's sorta. This thing does very, very minor damage, but you feel like your hand light on fire as something gets into it. What do you all do as seeing this happen? Only one of you drinking this alcohol.
Oh my gosh. I thought we were going to have like a second. I was going to introduce myself. I came up with a fake identity this whole time, but whatever. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to attack this thing.
Yeah, can I punch it?
I've got a scimitar so I can keep it at arm's length. Is that okay?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to try to like grab it with the scimitar and like keep it on the edge, or are you going to try to hit it?
I have 2 scimitars, so I can try to like chopstick it.
Oh yeah, you're going to like try to pick it up and like kind of, sure, give me a dexterity?
Dex? Yeah, dex roll.
Dexterity check. Yeah, not save.
Right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
15.
It got a natural 20. What do you guys do to
it.
assist? So yeah, as you do it, you actually do get it off of Arena. Of Adri. But it just clings to the sword with ease. Like it wraps its tail around and kind of like as you try to flick it, it just slides down one of the shafts. Now it's on your hand.
Ugh.
Oh, I'm gonna use Mage Hand and try and grab it.
Cool. It doesn't weigh more than 5 pounds. You can totally grab it.
Cool.
It is going to reaction Sting's Inhorn.
Excuse me.
No
My
advantage
name is
this
Chris.
time. What's Zin's AC? 14. Nice. You actually don't get hit.
That's wait. Did you update your AC or is that?
I
Yeah.
updated
Okay. I
it,
guess you.
yeah.
Okay. I didn't update my AC.
Okay. I'll ask you guys if I need it.
Yeah, I
All my
assume
stuff is updated.
the bard doesn't have strength of 20.
Yeah, shockingly.
Sorry. One sec.
Do I-
Okay. So when you cast Mage Hand, you suddenly it does work. This hand materializes. I mean, it's invisible, I think, but it grabs the. I can't remember if it's visible. It grabs the thing and lifts this thing up so it can't do anything. This thing's like scrabbling in the air. But as it's doing that, this giant burst of like force comes out of it and sort of like gives you guys eardrums a little bit of a ringing. And as that happens, you guys distinctly hear from above. They're in the south. Boom, 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 boom.
Goodness, that's not good.
Okay.
Can I compare the puncture wound on your hands to the one that she had, please?
I think we need to go. We can bring her, but we need to go.
Oh,
Give me an
good idea.
investigation roll with disadvantage since you're in a rush.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so that's not great. It's like a 7.
Yeah, no, you don't even have time to look
All
at
right.
it.
I'm gonna
Am I the
pick up
strongest
the
person
body.
here? I'm asking a stat question just for practicality.
Yeah, well, I'm not strong.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Okay, I'm gonna pick up the lady and try to carry her out with us.
Okay.
Did we
cool.
see any other place to hide nearby besides the restroom coming into this way?
There's the other way down the hallway that passes this room, which
Yeah.
you guys have not seen. You haven't explored. You don't know what's down
I
there.
say we make for that way.
Okay,
you guys
I'm
are-
gonna. Yeah, let's make for that way. And can I ready something?
What do you want to ready?
If we see like a ton of guards coming at us with swords or something along those lines, somebody who's clearly going to see us carrying a dead body and freak, I would like to use 2 key points to cast darkness.
Great.
Oh, okay.
And
Darkness.
I'd like to.
Like at
Yeah,
them.
that works.
That way we
actually.
can go the other
That's
way.
better than what
Don't
I.
at the guards, dude. Guards will at back. Sorry, Zin. What did you say you're gonna do?
No, that kind of took care of what I was thinking too. So
Perfect. You guys are going to run down this hallway, and you find yourself in multiple branching forks. But this place seems much smaller. Nothing's very long.
I'd like to
there's
use my nose and try to find the kitchens.
You can't smell anything.
Damn.
In fact, you feel like why can't you smell anything? That should permeate every little bit of this place.
That's really suspicious.
And actually, as you guys make your way
roll
through,
insight for me?
Yeah. You don't notice any windows either. As you guys are running through, you guys are looking into rooms, and there's clearly some rooms which you don't have time to explore, but they're like, some of them are bedrooms that are very small, some of them are like studies with a little bit of notes. One of them looks like a supply chamber, no windows. And in fact, as you guys make your way through, you begin hearing those clumping footsteps all around you, and you don't manage to find the staircase before the guards come around the corner. As a reaction,
my plan was, as soon as we were, this is what I was trying to say, is if they're gonna come to where we are, I want to be like leaning over her and fanning.
Leaning over her.
Yeah, like I carried the gal.
Okay, so
if they're
as
gonna
they're
come
coming,
in the room where we are, I'm gonna like kind of lay her half down, so I was boarding out of her and fanning.
So as they're coming, you hear them coming from both sides almost at once. And Adri, you figure that darkness is not going to help you because you just went around them, so you're going to save your key point. Yeah. And instead, Zin has the smart idea to lay her down and begin fanning her right there.
Yeah. I'm going to panic like a lady, be like, help!
Help! Help! There's a dead person.
Oh my, she fainted.
Nemia, what do you do?
Did they burst in? Are they here?
They're like coming towards you right now.
Oh, I'm gonna wait till they're here. Yeah.
I'm just asking how Nemia.
I would like to. I want to like thaumaturgy make a noise behind them to maybe like peel some of them off.
Yeah. Okay. So a bang goes off, like a rattling clatter, sounds like a bunch of pots, and you do hear something like "Stop! Do not try to attempt to escape. We have you surrounded."
Wait.
And the rest of them pile in onto you.
What is the? Sorry, I should have asked this. What is the priest wearing that identifies this as a priest of or cleric?
Giant gold coin on his front tabard, with a golden lady with golden hair. Everything's golden. It's the golden lady is Joaquin, who is the.
Is there a gold barrel?
There's not a gold barrel.
Does the coin look like a barrel on its side?
Only his personal insignia. It would be blasphemous to wear that in the church.
Hang on.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, she fainted. I don't know what happened.
Garth, get some help!
Help!
Hang on. I'm gonna give
performance
my flask, my like personal flask, to Corin, and say, drink this quickly.
Glug, glug, glug.
Cool. I didn't know if they were gonna.
He gives you back the glass, but he kind of just stands there with his arms to his side. And as the guards come over, and you guys are fanning, they're like, "We have you, like, don't move, don't attempt to escape. Make way, medical." And as they kind of come up, none of them are really roughing you up because they see that you're trying to help, and they see this priest just standing there.
Oh, I thought he drank. Did he drink the thing?
He did. Why, was it poisoned?
No, he's invisible.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was alcohol.
No, it's cool.
Do you see him or no?
Quickly drink this alcohol.
You suddenly hear his voice ring out, and he goes like, "Gentlemen, I'm sure that you are aware of this meeting. You are now aware of this problem. These people are with me." And there's nobody there because he's invisible and doesn't realize it.
A disembodied voice!
Oh my!
Yeah, they're now a little bit on edge. Some of them hold up spears and swords.
I'm looking around too.
Lower your weapons. I said that they're with me. Hello? Who's saying that? Like it's me, right here.
I don't know.
Where is the officer? It's Corin.
Not long because it's.
Corin, you're invisible.
Did you guys say anything about this, or just let them confuse themselves out of it?
Corin.
What?
I just told Corin he's invisible.
You're invisible. What? Why am I invisible? Well.
I had a reaction to that.
I don't think this lasts very long because we're only like
Yeah, one sec. I have just the thing. He takes out like some holy water and puts a dye in it and then sprinkles it over his head, so now you can see a little like draped image of him.
It's just a dwarf outline.
Yeah, you see his beard opening and closing, and he's like, he's like, there. Now you can see me. I've been invisibled. I don't know why. They're all with me. As you can see, this is and the guards are not having this. They are like suspicious as all hell now. They are like they immediately interrupt him and like grab him in his invisible state, start trying to pat him down, and they're like shouting at him like identify yourself, prove it. He doesn't have a way to get himself out of invisibility if it's
I don't think he's
posting.
gonna be invisible for more than like 30 seconds.
It's probably a minute. Yeah, it's not long.
Yeah. If they're just like standing around still, I'll be like, should let the servant go. Fetch some water for her. I don't know what happened.
She must have had an allergic reaction to that shellfish earlier.
They don't seem to believe a word you guys are saying, but they're still not sure who you are or why you're here. They're looking at Nemia like the servant, like maybe she's actually a servant. They're looking at Zin like he's a guest. And they look at Adri a bunch of times. They keep on looking at Adri. And finally, and they're like talking amongst themselves a little bit quietly as they kind of push you around. And finally, one of them just says, "Oh, forget this. Come on. Are they with you? Are you part of the meeting?"
Yes. We walked in and found her passed out or dead, perhaps.
Your damn restrictions are going to make all of this go bad, you know. The fact that we don't have any way of identifying each other to ourselves means that we can't coordinate. I've been saying it all along. The officer is coming. What the hell happened here? This destroys what we have. You know that, right?
I'm aware. This wasn't my doing.
One of them kind of pushes him down and is like, settle down. You're making the scene now. Let's keep it quiet.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Do you know who this woman is? We failed to identify her.
We don't even know who you are. This
I'm
is
just going to put my head in my hands.
This is where we're not supposed to go. Is she your contact?
Yes, she's my contact.
Is that your other contact? He motions towards Nemia and Zin, because they don't seem to be in the loop.
I'm just going to kind of glance at them and be like, they're my associates. They were not given the information of the contact, but they were here to help me get in.
We're rounding up witnesses. We'll see about all you. And from there, they just wait. And after a few minutes, Corin's visibility wears off. And he's like, see, I told you, I'm me. They gave me something. They didn't know
He's
you
got
were...
like purple dye splattered on his nice red tabard.
He's sort of like, he goes, look, it looks like the Crier's Guild of all people were included last minute, probably to keep everything the right kind of quiet. And they're not in on the loop with everything. They thought that they didn't know you were involved. They thought that we had
I'm the spin team. PR is very important.
Yeah.
Did the guards kind of dissipate a tiny bit?
A little bit, but only as you find out, because a big, mean-looking guard comes down. This human is not like a troublemaker, funny business kind of guy. His jaws square, his hair is cut short, and he walks in with like heavy plate armor all over the place, covering everything but his head. Giant shielded pauldron on one side, and he looks at all of you, and he looks at the body, and he says, "So, you're causing problems with our deals. You had to make it big."
This wasn't a problem we caused. We simply came to meet my associate and my contact and to the meeting, and she was here like this. What was the ruckus that brought you all?
Are you kidding? We got sent for this. You think that somebody dies on the master's ship and he just doesn't notice?
Wait, so then how do you know? Because the only people who saw before...
he actually glances back, and you see trailing behind him a ways is that servant who was like looking down as you guys yelled, "Oh God, what's this?" When the deal was about to be made. And he says, They work for all of us to make this work. If you don't want to give us your information, somebody's got to watch after you. Otherwise, shit like this happens. You need to tell me exactly who was involved in this meeting. Who knew about this? How could this happen if it wasn't any of you?
Do I know anyone else I was supposed to meet at this meeting other than this woman?
Your information on this is that you were supposed to meet this woman. You were supposed to meet her with the cleric as a witness.
Yeah.
You know that it's run by this Adrian guy. He's the one who owns the ship, and you don't know anybody else here. You don't know about this reporter and his extra, but Thieves Guild doesn't always tell you everything.
Yeah,
They purposefully separate information from the agents so that nothing can get stolen if somebody's captured.
Yeah, I was simply sent by the comm speaker to come here and meet with this woman, and the only other individual that I knew was supposed to also be here was the cleric.
So these two are unaccounted for, huh?
No,
Business
they
as usual. Tell you anything? They don't tell you anything?
They were here to help me get on the ship. They were not supposed to be in the meeting.
Well, did they tell you any passcodes, contact signs, anything? Directions? He tells us that you were all looking suspicious as you went in.
Yes, they came with me on board. Completely lie. Should I make a deception check?
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened to the tiny stingy thing?
You're fine if you beat an 8.
Oh yeah, what happened to that tiny stingy thing?
Let me see.
It's on. It's still floating, as far as I know. You guys are like running out of the room.
Yeah, I got a 9.
What happened? How
just beat it.
That's what I was wondering, because I want to keep it because it's the murder weapon potentially.
So is it just following you guys?
It lasts 1 minute, so if it could have followed us and then.
One of them grabbed it when they apprehended you guys because you weren't
great.
running for a minute, but now it's been more than a minute for sure.
Great.
All right, cool. And
So it's in a
when
jar
the guy
scrabbling.
grabs it, I'll be like, careful with that.
It's evidence.
Is that what did her?
We don't know. But
Potentially,
surely
I
got a
need to
sting.
investigate. Adri, can I look at your puncture wound, please?
Adri's puncture wound is there and is a little bit tender. It's a little bit risen and red, like hers looked. And you peer over to hers and you can't see it. She's not right next to you.
I was
I
holding her.
feel-
So I think I'm still holding her if you come look.
They have you guys separated from her.
I mean, but I saw it earlier.
You did.
So does it look the same?
You would want to compare them closely.
Okay.
He's sort of looking around and at you, and and he does relent though. Like you don't need much to deceive him, and he just says, "Well, we're expected, and it's not like anybody else showed up."
Do I feel
Guess-
faint or anything like that?
No, surprisingly, no. You took like I didn't even roll the damage because it's negligible, but it was like 1 damage. You feel like it should be way worse.
Oh, the poison was used up already.
And like the guy with the thing is shaking it, and he's like, "Stop that! It's part of an investigation. What is wrong with you?" Jesus, I think all the crooked ones are imbeciles.
I agree.
Listen, you caused your little problem here. This is not just a problem for you. You do understand that if something like this happens on a night like this, with everything going on above, it's not just Adrian's ass. It's not just his prospects. It's not just his name. It's the whole city. You're going to ruin the guard. We can't have that. You really want a crackdown? A crackdown will involve you all going to jail.
Oh no, I would hate to call attention to the corrupt guard. That would just be terrible for the sanctity of the city.
I agree that we should all work together. Because it's in everyone's interest to figure out what happened.
Perhaps if you let us investigate the body in the room more, we can avoid that. But you simply detaining us here isn't going to be any use to any of us.
You really blame me? Would you believe you in these circumstances? With the dead person?
I understand, but your associate, I'm going to point back to the servant who saw us run in, saw us enter the room. Like, we weren't there beforehand.
That's the reason you're not on a spike.
In an investigation, it is your obligation to pursue every avenue of possibilities. You don't have enough evidence to condemn us. I think you should allow us to prove our innocence by doing your job for you. No offense.
Or with you.
I can
love if
prove
you'd
your.
accompany us.
I think I can prove your innocence just as well on my own. Thanks.
Great. Is
Is
there
he
any
come
way
yet?
is there,
No, he's not here.
is
We'll
there any,
wait for our raised dead, and then we'll see how this goes down.
What? I missed
my
that.
God.
That would be using magic, sir.
And you think I can't make a permit?
You are the permit.
Interesting.
I am an officer. Who do you think they come to get a permit?
So you're saying that you create permits as you see fit for yourself for
Based on his
illicit
very reasonable
means,
judgment.
motivations,
Let's just say he pulls out a paper,
profiteering.
and then he pulls out a stamp with a little glowy bit of ink, and he says, "Ka-chunk, ka-chunk."
So Nemi is trying to like needle him, and I'm just trying to flatter him. Every time Nemi like says something that's like, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. He's super responsible.
So how do you spell ka-chunk?
Do your own job. Look, I have every intention of letting you all investigate. I'm certainly not going to dedicate more resources than it takes to make sure that you're actually who you say you are. That's it. After that, everything's on you. Use whatever magic you feel like. You won't be getting permits from here. Nothing traces back to us. You have till the end of the night. When the party's over, that's when people come sniffing. For the time being, this is a brawl gone bad. You understand me? That's what everyone hears. Go out, figure out what happened here. Don't come back until you do. And if you come back any other way, it will be in shackles. Don't think that your little guild will be saying what's happening. You're not the only one who knows the guild master.
Okay.
You are.
You cannot harness information.
Magnanimous. And I
You
like
don't
do
actually
a-
know the guild master, by the way. Sorry, what?
You don't even know him. I said you're too magnanimous, and I like do like a sweeping bow, and I like leave the room to go investigate.
Yeah, take that one's example. Compliant is what we look for. We'll be looking.
Roll my eyes as we walk away.
He is so they are clearly guarding the stairs. You can't go out of this sub area.
We don't need
But-
to. We want to go back to the room, right,
Yeah,
Andrew?
you want to investigate the room, right? They're totally letting you do that while they wait for the mage for Speak with Dead.
Great. Yeah.
All right. So I have a theory, and I want to do whatever I can. You can tell me what to roll to test this theory. But I have a theory that the little pokey thing, is a like poison delivery mechanism, and that the dose was delivered, and that's why the little sting didn't hurt people after it stung it automatically. So, what can I do to test that theory?
Well, the
So
question
this thing is clearly a mechanism, but it's in a jar and it's alive right now. Like peering up through its little leg holes, you can see mechanical pieces. It's a construct of some kind. Sorry, what, Lily?
I was saying, well, I mean, and the way you could investigate that theory is by thinking about who could have access to some kind of creature like that. You know?
Who would have access to that kind of creature?
Yeah, can I
Yeah.
examine the nature of the construct and try and look for maker's marks, something
Yeah.
that would determine who did that?
Absolutely. And actually, I'm going to help you out a little bit on this one because the cleric is going to follow you in this investigation. They're letting him go out also after they questioned him a little bit more and he talked with them on the side. They know him a little bit more personally than they know you. It's clear that they knew who he was once he became visible.
Yeah.
And he's going to come in and he's going to say, I've heard of things like that. People like us sometimes use them. Can't let anyone into the vaults, you know.
Like you.
Priests
Clerics?
would not like that. Oh yeah, my clerics, way higher than me.
Got it.
I oversee deals. I handle transactions. I'm talking about the people who hold the money.
Right.
But that's not ours. Ours are way more ornate. They makes it clear where they're from. They're for us.
But these tools would be used for assassination.
Assassination? No, you knock somebody out when they try to get in.
So, do you think maybe it's
But he's saying it's
Is there-
expensive.
is there a bankers guild?
It's expensive, but if they don't kill it, which we didn't, then, it lasts a while. You just got to replenish it with some cheap poison. Nobody's going to try to get in through the front of a vault except an idiot. Bunch of rogues who think they can cat burgle their way into the easy lock.
Ridiculous.
Mutter they probably can.
We filter them out by letting them think they can. It's great.
So what other... Oh, sorry.
Is there a like bankers guild that I know of or anything like that?
The Temple of Joaquin actually mostly handles that. There are some bankers who are either independent or part of a syndicate, which is not quite a guild.
So nobody who would, So maybe it's protection.
Joaquin is Joaquin's church/cult is very open-minded for the market, so they don't try to stifle competition in any way. Otherwise, they easily could, because they are the only really well-organized banking guild in the city.
Okay. Have you asked all the questions you want about the mimic for now?
Sorry, you did want to try to find a maker's mark, right?
Yes.
What kind of check would you like to roll for that? Because I'm going to make you roll something. It could be a flat ability if you don't have anything that makes sense.
I guess it would just be investigation.
Or perception.
Yeah. I'd say investigation.
Investigation's better.
Yeah.
That's not amazing. 12?
He can assist you with that, and I need to actually check his investigation because he only rolled a 7.
I mean, he's really good at
Needs
it.
to get a 10. Investigation is int. He only has 10 int. No, he actually doesn't assist you with that. So with a 12, you know what? You don't find much. You don't find any obvious maker's mark or anything. What you do find is that the way that it is decorated seems to be almost indicative of what it does. It seems to have like an image of a scorpion. It's very crude. It's not very well made. And these runes that it has faceted into it are actually a little bit of a... Wait, sorry, what languages do you speak?
I think just common and infernal. Yeah.
You actually fucking speak Infernal.
Yes.
Yes.
She's a tiefling.
Yeah. Okay. The
Yes!
I forgot your teeth. The inscription on it is in Infernal, and it is a saying that both like says words for arcane runes that bring this thing to life, but in the words which say like make this thing live while it guards and like no one without the proper words shall pass. It also is saying like the opposite in a little runic pun where it's saying instead of strike out to that who opens it, it's saying bring those who touch this into their own tired sleep, and I don't know exactly what I'm trying to get at here. Sorry. It is a weird little play on words about both guarding something and getting rid of the life and soul of those trying to enter.
Nice.
Got it.
Keep the contents of what's within, but dispel those of what enters. Pretty much. There we go.
Got it.
Gotcha. Cool.
It's crude. It's not like some fine piece of craftsmanship. It's not a good little riddle or pun or anything like that. It's obviously just a joke.
But we've got a scorpion image, and we've got some kind of runic inscription in Infernal, which does narrow it down a bit.
Yep.
Do we know any groups that use scorpions as imagery in their...
Not local ones for sure. I mean, sure there are various cults around the land that have like maybe a scorpion image, but nothing that you would think would be involved here. Okay. And Infernal would not be what it would be. Normally, scorpion cults would have to do with demonic shit. So it would be abyssal.
Can I search the rest of the room and see if there's any footprints?
I was gonna say, we can go to the room now. We were looking at the mimic, which is back in the room.
Give me survival checks for tracking if anybody wants to look for footprints.
Sure.
For the rest of you, if you just want to search the room, give me an investigation.
Let's see. Looking for footprints.
Survival.
Ooh!
Plus 5, but I rolled a 3, so 8 to look for footprints.
15 for survival.
I just have a flat 20 in investigation.
Nice. 15 survival, 20 investigation. 20 investigation is definitely going to find something.
And
The
then so
15
Adrian and I are
survival.
doing the footprint looking, and you're looking in the room, right?
Yep.
On a 15 for survival, you manage to find... So there are obviously like her shoes and her feet-sized prints around this area. Like this place is not the most trod upon. The little cluster of guards and the whole like ruckus messed up the hallways, but inside the actual room itself, the guards have barely entered. So you do find her footprints going in, and they're like kind of pacing, and with a 15, you see that there's one spot that they went, and there's a different set of footprints directly facing them. Looks like people stood there for a little bit. And then that set of footprints leaves the same way it came, which is just in and out from the door. And you can't track it. With just a 15, you can't track it into the hallway.
Okay. But it probably came in through the weapon and then left.
There was someone else. Yeah.
Yeah. With a investigation roll of 20, you find a sprinkling of dirt around where you found her body. There's also little tiny scratch marks on the floor, which they come in like sets of 6 or 8, which you think could actually be the
little
lock lurker. Yeah.
Lock lurker, is that what it's called?
Lock lurker.
I like it.
Yeah, and there's some kind of wet substance on the floor.
Ooh. Wet substance.
Oh, sorry, and you also were going to investigate the body. The welt is not there anymore. The puncture wound is still there. It's a tiny little hole, but there's no welt.
Okay.
Is mine gone yet?
Yours is already starting to fade.
Ooh, so she was killed really right before we got there.
Yep. That would be the impression you got. Sorry, what did you say about the liquid?
There's nothing. Can I smell it?
It doesn't have much of an odor.
Thank God. I was worried it was
vaguely
piss since it was a laboratory.
Vaguely alchenically.
Alchemical.
You know, it has that weird brimstony, like
Yeah, like a
overly concentrated pine sap smell that all the potions usually get.
right. Interesting. And
Definitely
dirt.
carcinogenic.
Seem like normal dirt? Is it like suspicious dirt?
It's a good thing that restoration works on cancer. It's, I mean, normal dirt. I don't know if you could tell. It smells like gross city dirt.
Okay. Weird.
But it's dry. It's not wet. It's not like piss dirt.
No piss dirt.
Didn't
Those
come
are
from
primary
the
worry.
latrine.
general. That's good.
Yeah, it's not from the latrine. At this time, you hear the door open, and in walks an old guy in the guard uniform, but like whiskers draping down to his knees. He's hunched over, and he has like this set of tools.
What kind of guy is it? A gnome?
It's an old guy with a guard uniform on, but he doesn't look like the rest of the guards. He doesn't have armor, just the uniform. And he comes in, sort of ignores you, and he walks over to the body, casts some stuff, and you guys have spells. Some of you might recognize Speak with Dead, and he, ignoring you, casts the Speak with Dead spell, and this greenish tinged light comes upwards from the body, seemingly from nowhere. Nothing is actually like a light. It's just this glow that emanates, and it gives this sickly feel to the room as all of you feel like your tongues go dry and your hearts sink down to your stomach, and nothing fucking happens. Body just sort of is.
Wait. Is Speak with Dead something where you can commune with that person's like soul?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Or is it
that's-
raised? It's not raised dead as in resurrect. I think I said that earlier. I'm so sorry. It is Speak with Dead.
Yeah. Right. So if Speak with Dead doesn't work, then her soul is not there.
Wait.
What?
What do you
Wait.
know?
Did the scorpion suck her soul out? Identify on the scorpion.
You want to identify on the scorpion?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Find no soul.
Okay.
1 sec. Yeah, it shoots out bright sparks when you identify it, and all the guards look and they're like, "Hey, come on! What are you going to do that for? Come on, this thing hurts when you do that." It's clear that there's some kind of tracking towards spell casting in the city, so be careful with your spells. But, and actually, you don't know that, but there we go. But they do kind of nod, and officer shouts in, "Not when you're on the surface." Got it?
Got it.
Yes, sir.
So no soul is inside this thing. You do detect some magical presence. Whatever magic would normally be for constructs is what you detect. It's nothing special. But you feel this weird, strange bump in the detection. Like you know how detection works and it detects a school?
Mm-hmm.
There's a spike in the school. It's not just... conjuration, is that what people use for constructs? I'm not actually certain about this.
Yeah, maybe.
it might be transmutation, but it's not just conjuration or transmutation. There's these little bits where it like bumps in a weird way that it shouldn't, like almost a signature to the spell.
Oh.
You don't know what it is. You have no idea.
But if
No.
I identified something else and it had the same signature, I'd be able to match it.
Yeah, you can match it for sure.
Okay.
Do we? Sorry, do you tell us this?
Yeah.
Do we know?
You cast that as a ritual? Is that right? Or is that not a ritual? Is that really a spell slot?
Identify can be a ritual.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Ritual.
That'd be-
Sure.
it's fine if
I
it's-
mean, it's a one-shot. Spend your spell slots.
True.
I don't have that many, though.
yeah, none of you do.
but we're short on time, right? It's like the investigation's till the end of the night. So if Brandon says you took 10 minutes, it's bad.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm sure Brandon has an actual clock going right now.
Sure he does.
Don't rush to expend your spell slots.
All right.
Do
DM
we
does.
have any information about, like, do any of us know any powerful spellcasters in the city?
You guys, so you generally know of the magic market in the city. Powerful spellcasters you probably know of, but you definitely don't know. None of you know any
Sure.
powerful spellcasters. Wait one second. Let me make sure none of you know any.
But have we heard of, perchance?
Unless it's in one of your guys' little character sheets, none of you know a powerful one. You've certainly heard of a few. There are powerful spellcasters that universally in the city work for the government. Everybody give me a call it history check.
14.
13. I think.
16.
La-di-da.
With a 16, and I'll just call it a support. You guys know a few things. You know that temples are often headed by very powerful magic users. Although their time is limited, it's hard to get access, and they do need permits even for their own stuff. Although they are given some special lenience for certain types of spells within their own temples, within their grounds. You also know that the government itself has high-level magic users, like in a few areas of its ranks, which are responsible for granting those permits and setting the rules about those permits. And who got the 16? Sorry.
That was Adri.
Good, Adri. Adri, you know that with assistance, you actually know that a few of these people are bribable. They're definitely like people that you can get permits given for free. The Thieves Guild, I mean not for free, but for a price. The Thieves Guild does this. On top of that, you guys know that currently in a floating airship above the lake is Baronum Shortwick, along with other national advisors of Uranivore.
Hey, that's right.
Yeah, but they're pretty inaccessible, so I don't think that's
Also,
possible.
we don't know them.
Yeah, you don't know them at all. You just know of them.
He's probably the most powerful magic user in the city right now.
Oh, totally.
In terms of the most powerful magic users that would be accessible for a commoner, you do know that there are mid-level magic users that are shopkeeps and part of the guilds.
Would they be able to sign something like this? This seems like it would be hard magic, right?
Signing the thing is really about the construction. So with a tinkerer and a relatively powerful magic user, or just a clever one, they could probably do that.
Okay. So
Actually-
maybe...
Do you want to give me an Arcana check since you're asking specifically about that?
Sure. Let me see. That's a nat 1.
Anybody can roll it as well, since you guys are all sharing this information, presumably.
So
Oh, I'm actually good at Arcana.
Also,
And I got a 2.
And
6.
that one. Wow, we have a 1, a 1,
I want
and
to
a
do
2.
it a 6.
Sorry,
Or I want to do it a
Brandon,
1.
ruining the investigation.
No, it's fine.
Alright.
No, you know that somebody could do this. You don't know enough about who.
So maybe we should be looking at temples because, they have powerful magic users potentially.
Yeah?
The government, the guards.
Yeah, we should
So-
start looking at motivation, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I agree,
Who
but
could,
also we need to look at people who would have these
who
devices.
could potentially know about the deal and wouldn't want it to go through?
Who wouldn't want this to go through, says Corin. All these guilds are involved. Who else would be acting, no
Right.
offense, but nefariously?
No, yeah. Who would be hurt by this deal going down? Can
And
you
at
roll
that
insight
time,
for me to think about that?
yeah, you absolutely. You rolled a 3. I'll tell you that one.
You rolled a
Yeah.
fucking
I
nose.
need to tell you to roll it. Now I'm
Yeah, yeah.
regretting it.
Yeah, that one I
Random-
just wanted to rub it in your face because there's obvious. You just like you're like, yeah, who?
Random aside, if we feel that this, I'm guessing here that this will last too long for one night, we could always split this into 2 halves and do.
That's
That
true.
is my plan. That's my
Yeah.
plan.
Okay.
already.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
sorry.
Cool. Cool. Just checking.
I was just trying to keep it running, but yeah, totally. That's my
So,
plan.
in my sheet, it says I have a criminal contact with an established way of contacting them.
Yeah, so you have an established way of contacting your contact, which you know how that works, and you get to make that up how that established contact
Okay.
works. You can totally contact them. That is not the boss.
Boss
You do
of-
not like talking to boss. Do you see down in your factions you have a boss?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not that guy. That's not your
Yeah, I
contact.
know.
Cool. Okay, yeah. So that guy you wouldn't want to contact because he would be mad at you, or she would be mad at you for contacting her for trivial things unless it's like needed. Thieves Guild protects their own, but for the most part, you're supposed to stay no contact. So yeah, your criminal contact is another low-level worker who is essentially a manager for all the different people and who distributes messages down the line, as well as gets you supplies. They're like your queue and also your. I don't know who gives
M.
Does M give the missions?
M gives the
Not
missions.
M. Not M. But if you were worse than James Bond and somebody else gave you the missions.
I'll send the mouse up like
That mouse is gonna
a
drown.
vent or something. I don't know. I'll send him
The
up.
rats can swim really well.
Yeah, they're
That's
really
They are
good
city
swimmers.
rats.
I'll send the mouse to go find the owl, which is a terrible plan. And
Oh, the owl found the mouse.
yeah,
Found him delicious.
Your owl
Quite
can
yummy.
convey basic things and glean basic knowledge from your animals because you can tell them how to.
Right.
You can like literally instruct them to do a specific signal, and their animal intelligence lets them do that. And you have a series of like camaraderie with your owl. You can communicate pretty effectively through this channel.
right. So I'm
Like find a lantern and just like do Morse code with it.
No, watch it. Watch her tell the owl not to eat the mouse, and the owl just never eats mice again and starves to death.
Oh my god, that's horrible. Pierce and I are really.
That's what happened to the
not
last
trying
owl.
I'm not trying to form a bond with Pierce, but it's happening.
No.
So, yeah, I'm gonna tell the mouse to tell the Pierce to get in touch with Tristan and see if they know anything about like I don't know if they know anything about anybody who's associated with a scorpion, or I don't know if they have any information about who wouldn't want this deal to go down.
Yeah, like why? Who would want to prevent tonight's deal? Tristan
Yeah.
is the one who gave you the mission, so like you can ask through that channel. What?
Yeah, just be like, things have gone awry. Who would want this
Yeah.
to go down?
So you're asking the mouse to ask the owl to ask Tristan to ask someone what they know?
No,
That's
just
politics.
ask.
That's an owl.
No, just to ask Tristan. Tristan will know or not know, because Tristan knows more than me, which is as it should be.
So like I think the way that you'd probably do this is actually write a message and have it relayed instead of doing this because that's too many layers of communication.
All right. Well, either way, that's what I want to do.
But yeah, you can get the message from the mouse to the owl to Tristan just the same way.
Sounds
like
good.
you probably have a dead drop location set up for exactly this purpose
Great.
that your owl knows about. Like there you go.
Well, and it's an important night, so I'm sure Tristan's just
It might be some time before that gets back to you. But yes, you send out the message, and it is a good question. At this time, the officer comes back down, and you see that there are people in tow with him. And he says, "We gathered some witnesses that we think might know something.
Oh, good.
All the residents upstairs are aware of the brawl." Looks at you guys pretty pointedly.
A brawl.
Good. Great.
And he drags in with him. By the way, the cleric who's been trying to speak with Dead is just completely unsuccessful for like 10 minutes now and is like given up and he's like, I don't know what's happening. Like, come on, this is way beyond my pay grade. I just have one spell. That's what passes for an investigator in Jezero. Breadth, not depth. And so he runs in this series of people, and you see among them are all these masked people. You see the woman who you saw earlier outside, who has
Ooh,
the
bunny ears.
yeah, the bunny
The rabbit
ears, who
mask,
sort of just excited to be there and is like looking around, and then she sees the dead body and she's like, oh my god. She starts talking to the person next to her, who is
Bunny or snobby lady. Got it.
a different woman. This one is a dwarven woman with this quickling mask. Quicklings are, I think they're called quicklings, I might have that wrong. Quicklings are these weird fey creatures with angular features and black eyes that move like in shunted movements where they kind of teleport minor distances as they move.
Fun.
Okay.
And she's very elegant with this like strangely fitting gown that goes down to about her knees, and these giant shoulder pieces that go outward and backwards to make her look very sleek. It almost looks like she's in motion even when she's standing.
The shoulder pads are in Jezero right now.
Yeah.
Girl, you know it, man.
Only in the high crowds, not those low.
The bigger
lanes.
the shoulders, the bigger the waves.
Yep. They have a man with a goblin mask on. It seems to be a gnomish man. He's very short with these robes tucked around. He looks like this weird, like silly goblin wizard almost, like with these red robes and blue lines going down them, and he's walking in
What
behind.
is he dressed as, or is just himself?
It's just this gnomish guy, like clearly from his height, with the goblin mask on.
Dude.
A little
Goblin mask.
little like kind of like shock of black wispy hair coming off the top, and out the front of a hood, because this hooded red robe makes him look culty wizard like almost.
Like the ones from Magica with the little...
Yeah, precisely. Yeah, and he even has a beard attached to the mask. A white beard clashes with the hair. And there is a woman with a goat mask. She is dressed a little bit more plain.
That's what I was thinking.
Just a little bit more plainly, and she's looking a little
Mirabelle's
more crazy
back.
than the rest of them. And then he also brings in the half-orc beggar, who you recognize.
Hey!
Yeah, Nemia. He just sort of lumbers in. He's like looking around, still shirtless, still maskless. He says, "These were all suspicious or saw something. This guy wandered into the party, and the bouncers outside didn't even notice. They thought he was wearing a disguise."
Well,
That's awesome.
to be fair to them, it's a pretty good disguise if it is one.
You guys can question them all you want.
Do any of them look familiar?
Other than the one with the rabbit ears? No.
I didn't see her. Okay, cool.
No, they all kind of look at you
I've got my
expecting.
fox mask on still, so the rabbit lady might recognize me.
The
Maybe.
rabbit lady looks at you, and says, "Oh, it's you. Well, I suppose you all found your reporting, huh? I thought it was a brawl. Why are we down here?"
Oh, we're just trying to gather information, from all the most important and illustrious guests.
You must send this issue directly to my doorstep. I have to read it. Blood on the boat.
It'll be a big seller, right, Nemia?
A bit sensationalized for my taste, but sure.
Was there anything suspicious that you saw this evening?
Oh, well, yes, of course. There were these folks who said they were with the Crier's Guild. Oh, that was you! And you came into the boat, and you were looking your way around, and there were a bunch of funny fellows inside the ship, and when the owner came in, he sort of just walked past all of them, and so did the elf that came up, and then everybody had a good time. Did you see the glassworks? They're so
I'm
elegant.
sorry, what else?
Yeah, I was gonna ask what was Mr. Cornet wearing this evening?
Mr. Cornet was wearing, of course, one of his own eyepieces. This one, more elegant than any I've seen, was attached around the back of his head with a telescoping mechanism made of solid gold, only with the lightest melted threads of silver lining the outside in natural patterns.
Oh, you're
Nothing artificial, nothing manufactured.
Such an eye for detail. And yes, as Nemia said, what about this elf? Yeah.
Oh, he was so rude. He brushed past upstairs. I asked him for a top off on my drink, and he just ignored me. Can't believe they let people like that work here. I wonder if he was getting fired. It wasn't really the right
Possible. What were they wearing?
an owl mask. I'm sorry, a hawk mask. Some kind of strange mean
I saw
bird.
him.
We know him. Yeah. Okay.
I saw
yeah,
him.
You don't need to tell that. Don't
I mean, I can't believe that you would have noticed.
Don't bias the witness.
He's just one more servant wearing the wrong clothes.
I see. May I interest you in some refreshments? And I'm gonna kind of like lead her away, so whatever she said doesn't bias the rest, because she's clearly like lame.
Of course,
So.
I believe a drink is afforded for the statement I'm going to give. Will I be named?
Well, certainly look into it. Yeah, and I just kind of like shunt her to the side, and I like make small talk with her, and like, you know, just keep her out of the hair.
Butter her up a little bit.
Yeah, just keep her out of the hair of everybody else so they can actually do some investigating, because she clearly didn't see anything very helpful.
Cool.
But now we know what the main guy was wearing, so that's good.
1 second, I'll roll for you. She seems pretty satisfied and happy that she's given her statement from you after all that, and other people can go about their business without her hearing it even. You managed to, like, keep her out of the way.
Right.
She thinks it's still just a brawl, and you're just asking about, like, somebody got away.
I talked to the beggar.
You talked to the beggar?
Half-orc beggar.
Yeah, so you don't recognize him because
Yeah.
he was a buff. But he kind of looks at you, and he's like, oh, I was upstairs.
No, I'm sure, and I'm gonna reach into my pocket and pull out part of, a piece of bread that I stashed there earlier, and then reach into another one and pull out half a cupcake that I had in there, and be like, "Here, are you hungry?"
You gotta be sly. You gotta be like, I think you dropped this. I saw that.
Trust me.
Their hands aren't manacled. His ours, like not even manacled. They're just rope bound. But he kind of holds them out and grabs the bread.
No.
Eats a bite, but he looks and he says again, like, "It wasn't me."
I'm sure it wasn't. It was, but I am curious if you were upstairs. Did you see anyone in particular that was odd and not socializing, perhaps?
Everyone here look weird. It's rich party. I didn't know. Just followed people. It wasn't me. I didn't even mean to be here.
I'm sure.
Well, why do you keep me like this then?
It's not my doing. Are the guards still there?
Yeah.
Can I?
I mean, they're around. They're not necessarily watching you.
Yeah. Can I untie him? I'll ask.
You want to do it discreetly or just do it?
I'll do it. I'll do it discreetly.
Okay, yeah. Try to, like, lean in a little bit, and as you ask him some questions, say, "Oh, it looks like they got your wrists badly. Let me loosen those."
Yeah, like loosen it enough that he could slip his hands through later.
He sees that and, like, kind of pulls one out and then looks and puts it back in, like, looks towards you thankfully. What do you need to know? I'll help as best I can, but I wasn't. I was drinking. It's a celebration. You know, we should get celebration too.
It's true. I agree.
Always help people when I can. I don't just take their money.
I'm sure. I'm sure you do. But if you could help me now, that would be of great service. Did you perchance see anyone in a hawk mask or anybody not upstairs or going anywhere odd?
Lots of masks. I didn't see a hawk mask.
Okay.
Funny guy went upstairs from downstairs. Didn't look like he belonged.
What did he look like?
Human, elf maybe.
Okay.
Bird mask.
Okay.
I thought maybe he was food servant or boss servant.
Okay.
But he hit that lady. Didn't care. Not hit. He bumped into that lady. Didn't care.
Bumped into the lady over there, pointing to the rabbit ear.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you see him come in? Had he just walked onto the boat?
No, I didn't. I didn't see him come on.
Okay.
I only saw him leave. He was in a hurry, though. Maybe you should put him in these, you know?
Maybe we should.
Yes.
Did you see which way he went after he left the boat?
Off.
Okay.
Big boat,
Okay.
you know?
Left boat.
I was trying to see if I was allowed. I didn't mean to come aboard. I didn't know it was this kind of party. I just thought it was an open party because they let me on. And then I found out what it was, and thought they were going to kick me off, and so I tried to blend in, and then I stayed too long, and they think it's me. It wasn't me.
I'm sure it will be okay. We can get you out of here. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
Doesn't seem
then
very
I
convincing.
told the Duchess her hat was 12 seasons past. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, terribly droll.
The rabbit
Sort of.
lady is wildly entertained, I hope, by my
She is totally entertained. Yeah, she
Great,
loves this.
amazing. This is awesome.
He like glares at her and then motions towards the gnome, and he's like, "You don't put him in handcuffs." Anyway,
Why him?
I didn't notice other strange things. Just strange people everywhere. Laughing at not funny things.
Sorry, question. Did you say you don't put him in handcuffs, or you should put him in handcuffs? Cuffs.
No, you shouldn't put me or him in handcuffs.
Shouldn't. Okay, cool. Sorry. That was more a DM question.
I know sarcasm. I'm not stupid, I just trouble with words sometimes.
I have trouble with words too.
All right.
That was definitely Nicole.
Good
You grow up
investigation.
with common.
Good investigation.
Orcish doesn't translate well.
It's true.
Anyway,
So there's
if you ask, I have good memory though. You ask me about anyone else you think, I'll tell you what I know.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, what,
That's
Alex?
what we're saying.
just the gnome dressed as a goblin left.
Yeah, no, yeah, he's there. He's like kind of looking around.
And the quickling is
Looks
still
very
here.
excited to be here. Doesn't look very anxious.
The quickling is still here, but yeah,
Quickling.
you can talk to the gnome first.
Yeah, the quickling, the gnome. Did I miss any?
No, you got it. Orc beggar,
okay.
rabbit lady, quickling lady, goblin, gnome, wizard guy, and the goat.
Yeah.
Lady.
These guys are all out in the hallway, not in the murder room, by the way. They can see inside, but they can't see, like, the whole scene. They can see the lady. They can see the lady. That's all they can see. Actually, Orc is going to mention, saw that lady.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
The one in red?
Yeah.
Where? What was she?
She came aboard earlier.
Okay.
You can ask when.
Yeah, how long ago was it about? Did you see?
Maybe hour before I see you.
Was she with anyone?
He motions towards Zen.
Okay.
Passed by same way. I mean, not Zen, sorry. Nemia. Nemia's the one that stepped over. Passed
Yeah.
by same way. Kept to shadows.
Okay.
Same with 2 days ago. Day after ship come in.
2 days ago, you saw her 2 days ago also?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What was she doing then?
Go into ship. Upstairs.
Okay. To ship.
I think we're all taking notes. So
Yes.
Yeah.
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 It
that's
started
good.
as me just joking, and then,
Also,
No,
if
it's
you ever
serious.
have a question about anything, I'm happy to answer old
Okay.
questions if you forget a name or whatever, or just don't remember what was said. That's totally understandable for this kind of game.
Cool. Was she alone both times?
Alone, outside, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
On ship,
Yeah.
this time.
This time.
When she got on ship first time, man greet her.
Man with bird mask?
No mask.
well, there wasn't a party 2 days ago.
Right.
Did he have an eyepiece?
No eyepiece.
Was he an elf?
No. Think human. Maybe
Human.
dwarf. Short.
Okay.
Hmm.
Great lady.
Right.
Have you seen, and I'm going to gesture to any of the others lined up here, did you see any of them before?
Before, no Mudzark. Mudzark.
The what?
Mudzark, nice, he friend. Mudzark. You find me, you don't find Mudzark.
Oh, the gnome.
Yeah.
Mudzark.
Okay. His name is Mutzark.
You call people funny words.
Yes.
Alright.
Okay.
I like Workman.
Alright.
He nice guy.
I like Orkman too.
Nemia,
He nice guy. Has shop. Sometimes gives me coins.
What kind of shop?
Traveling shop.
Okay.
Never been inside.
Shop.
Too small.
And,
I started to write like him. I'm like, house, travel, shop,
Travel
give
shop.
coin, gnome, Mudzark.
The last people are Mudzark apparently, and the Quickling mask.
well, and the no, and the goat.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Goat Mask.
Yeah.
He does mention, by the way, when you ask him, "Have you seen any of these?" Most people don't wear masks most days. Just today.
some people wear emotional masks.
Wow, that's deep. And then Nemia, you were talking to Mudzark, right?
Yeah, sure.
We know how you feel. Sometime have to play pity, even though feel mad.
Me too.
Otherwise, no bread, no coins. Even when I lift very heavy things. Everyone mad to Grun.
Oh,
Sad.
I want to give him a hug. Okay, you're talking to gnome,
Yeah,
Mudzark.
Mudzark.
Oh yeah. You here to buy? No. You here to? Why am I here?
We have some questions. Thinking maybe you saw something?
Question. Ooh, I have question. You want buy?
No. No buy.
Nemia,
I'm working.
Nemia, I'm gonna
Yes.
remind you, this little voice in your head, like you still have that gem.
But yeah.
If you need it, I'm just saying. I'm
For
saying
bribes.
I never took it back.
This little Pepito's trying to sell me a cat.
Always good time to buy things, even during investigations.
Maybe later. We'll see how everything goes. If I can get out of here early, then yeah, totally.
Who's she?
Who?
Lady. She okay? She look okay.
Dead
Look
lady?
well. Dead doesn't sound so okay.
Dead not okay. She not okay. She's dead.
No. They think it's a brawl. Remember?
Yeah, a brawl where she died.
Yeah, no, they do think somebody died.
I thought they were just like, yeah, this person they got knocked out. It was crazy.
No, yeah, somebody got deaded. That's why
Okay.
they
I was like, dude, you're blowing our cover. No.
I didn't say the poison victim.
Yeah, that's true. She is not. None of these people have seen the automaton. You have that somewhere else in a bag.
Is that who she's talking about, though? The dead woman?
Yes, he is talking about the dead woman. So dead.
Yeah.
Why asking us? I didn't do it.
I'm not suspecting you saw someone. I was just wondering if you saw maybe someone who might have been involved.
I'm upstairs. I'm dancing. I see people. I sell people. I don't tell.
See her?
No, not upstairs.
Did you see the host, the man who owns the boat?
I might seen her. A lot of them look same. Too much red.
You saw someone else wearing red?
Plenty of people wear red.
Oh my god.
She's wearing a lot of red, though.
You come down to Pike, you'll be wearing red soon enough too. Need something to stand out. Oof. Not fun. Not bright.
You live in the Pike?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes. I travel.
Interesting. Sounds so mischievous when you say that. I
His goblin mask, like,
This
tickles
guy's
when he
so
says that.
sometimes.
I feel like
I
he's trying,
sometimes travel.
he's trying to be Jack
Live
Sparrow,
on bike.
but he's coming off like real awkward.
Strange people.
Did you see the man who owns the boat?
Yeah, he cool. Big eyepiece. I can't sell to him. He has better stuff.
Saw a big eyepiece.
I asked him, but he said no.
What
I
was he
told him
doing?
I make your eyepiece cool. He said no. He said doesn't need magic.
Did you see him with anyone? What was he doing?
Talking, fancy guests. On the top. Didn't come down, I just saw him.
Did you
Talking
see?
to a few, people in masks, people not in masks.
Did you see anyone in a hawk mask?
What kind of thing is hawk?
It's like a scary bird.
Scary bird mask, scary bird mask, scary bird mask.
Like a beak.
Angry.
Feathers, maybe.
Pulls out from his pocket this little like notepad which he has scribbled all over the place. It's really
This
hard
guy
to
has
see.
dementia. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I'm
Looking
getting
through
from
it.
this.
Bird mask.
Bird mask?
Bird mask.
Who?
Crow.
Where?
Crow.
Crow.
Crow is hawk?
Crow is not hawk.
Maybe.
Crow
What
is
was
hawk.
the crow mask person doing?
Talking.
To?
To owner.
About?
Helping investigation.
Yes, thank you.
I up above. I didn't. I don't sneak. No. If you sneak, that's okay. I still sell. But I don't sneak. No.
He doesn't sneak. No sneak.
No sneak.
No sneak.
Bye, and I said.
Stop implying I sneak. I no sneak.
I wrote down he no sneak. He no sneak.
Okay. Nobody else?
Anyway, gonna go now. You all want visit for good stuff? Come by. Bridge of Whispers. Only
Bridge
there
of-
till 2 hours. 2 hours. Lots of
Great.
things. Can I go now?
Yes, you go.
The guards look at you like.
These are your crack witnesses?
Look, we're the only people who said they saw anything weird. The rest of them were talking about the glass and the jugglers. What do you want from us? We can't make them notice things.
Maybe you should know things better.
We were paid not to notice things better, thank you very much. By you. In case you forgot.
And you're very good at it too.
He probably doesn't say that loudly. He probably hisses that in your ear.
You're marvelously thick. Excellent job.
This is the indignant guard from the beginning, not the officer.
Gotcha.
Last person is Quickling.
Wait, Quickling
No, and a goat.
And Goat.
Goat. I'm sorry, Quickling and Goat. I keep on forgetting about Goat Face.
I mean, I understand the Raven Rock cult is quite elusive. It's very easy.
Is it apparent to me after dealing with this lady that she doesn't really know much more?
Which lady? Sorry, the rabbit ears?
Yeah, she's just a racist old lady.
Yeah, she doesn't.
all
All
about
right, I'll kick her out when I'm done with her.
It seems like she did see that elf, but that's it.
Yeah, all right,
Sure.
all right. As soon as she's done upset, I'm sure we'll clear this thing up in no time. Thanks so much for your cooperation, and I'll see if we can get you that byline and that blood on the boat.
Yes, of course. Well, they're unlikely to let that elf man back into the inner walls after today if he doesn't have a job anymore.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
if you want to know about him, maybe ask the guards for his face. The customs might take logs of the lesser, trash.
The lesser trash.
I'll take that.
She just abandoned all pretense at the end there.
I'll
Yeah,
take
really?
that.
Yeah, she looks knowingly towards the half orc.
I'll take that tip under consideration. Thanks again so much for your time, and I'll send her off. As soon as she's gone and the hatch is closed or however they got down here, I'll be like, ugh, and wipe.
I'm writing a piece on
Like, she's
institutionalized
so gross.
racism later.
Yeah, that
Please
sucks.
do. I would support that one.
Oh, she'll get her name dropped in the newspaper, that's for sure.
Is the Quickling? You just said it was a female. Is it an elf?
Yeah, it's an elf woman.
All right.
A high elf woman with angular features herself. She actually resembles the Quickling a little bit on her own. She has these dark eyes with very large irises and very angled ears, wrapped backwards almost. They're curved backwards. You can see that there are strands of hair holding that in place. It's clearly a style, not a completely natural thing, but it looks very good. She looks she takes off her mask, actually. She's the only one out of everybody who's taken off their mask, other than Korn, the orc.
Well, he didn't have a mask. Or he had the most convincing mask.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, he convinced all the bouncers.
He did.
She takes off her mask and she's like, I came to the guards as soon as I heard the commotion. I'm sorry. I don't know if I should have spoken up sooner, but I did see something strange tonight. I heard you talking to others. She is eager to tell you her piece. She's been waiting. I don't know about any elf. I'm sorry. I didn't see him. I noticed the owner, but I didn't see who he was talking to. I just saw him above.
Sorry, I just want to clarify this. Nemian, did you send Mudzark back up, or are you keeping him down here?
Nah, he can go.
All right, so Mudzark has been sent out, and Rabbit has been sent out. We've still got the Orc Beggar, and then the Quickling and the Goat. Okay, so she's just talking to all three of us, you're saying?
Yeah.
All right, gotcha. Cool. Just wanted to clarify.
And she's going to say, I thought it was just a performer, and then I saw it again, and I maybe thought, oh, it could still be some piece of a parade or a performance or some trick, but it didn't move right. That wasn't a man. That was something else. It was a thing lurching about on the deck, on the lower levels, going between the servants almost unnoticed, and it looked like it had a purpose. I was hoping somebody would come to escort it, or maybe it was just drunk, but I don't think it was real. I think it was some sinister creature.
Did you get a look? Was it wearing a mask also?
Yes, it had a mask shaped like a centurion head, a helmeted face with a faceplate on top of it. I couldn't see anything beneath.
All right.
I don't know if it was some beast from outside or
So Centurion
an
mask.
illusion even.
What about
I don't even really know if it was my own head.
What about a cloak?
It was wearing a cape.
Cape. Color.
Burnt, bricky red. It's hard to see in the light.
Good cape.
Everything looks a little bit red under these torches.
Fair enough.
He came, he went under. The servants didn't mind, so I figured they knew. And then I saw him leaving, and he didn't go from the front. He stepped into the water, and he sank. Thought I saw him again out a ways, maybe swimming towards the shore, but strangely, I'm not quite sure. I'm sorry. That's all I noticed. I thought I should tell someone, but then I thought it was just some drunk partygoer. I didn't want to cause a stir.
How long was he down under the
Only
deck?
a minute. I wasn't watching just for him. I was just watching off the side of the deck. It was a bit lonely.
And this was just before the commotion?
Yes. I heard the commotion and knew I could have done something.
Well, that's yet to be determined, but we're certainly grateful for you coming forward with this information in such a timely and voluntary fashion. We appreciate it.
Of course, I'm Silva. She's Silva. You can find me here. She gives you like an address. She lives in the richer area of the city, but she seems to be very cooperative and has given you her information.
Cool.
That's all I can give. I'm sorry.
No, it's
Trying
quite
to
useful.
have a descendant named Syl?
I mean, an ancestor?
Descendant.
Well, she would know better if it was a descendant. Alright. I guess I'll just apologize for that lady being a butthole earlier, but I don't really have any other further questions, either of you.
No, not for
Goat
her. What
lady?
about Goat Lady?
I'll just say, have her stick around for a minute. I can do the drink spiel with her, too, while Adri and Nemia talk to the goat.
Yeah, if you guys want to talk to the goat lady, I don't know what you're asking her, but she seems like worried that she's here.
We just run through all the same questions.
Yeah.
Is she a human?
Yeah, this one's a human.
See any hawk masks or crow masks or people walking funny like they can't walk, right?
No, look, wait. Some kind of bird mask, maybe a hawk. I'm not sure. I saw something. I don't think I should say it too loudly. I'm, my husband wanted to be in the guard. I don't want to make your jobs difficult.
This is strictly off the record.
I saw a strange elven man come out and I thought he was just going to the lavatory, but when he went around the corner, he discarded something, some little bottle. I followed him. I thought maybe he was one of the nobles here. I wanted to get into the back rooms, you know. I didn't know he was involved in this. I didn't know there was this. He dropped the bottle, and I went to it, and I grabbed it. I still have it. It was empty, but she like looks towards the other, not towards the guards. She thinks you guys are with the guards, but towards the other witnesses, and she pulls out this bottle with its label torn off, and this like paper label, like kind of like a modern sticker, torn off of it, and only part of it's remaining. And she hands that to you.
Is there any like residue in it?
Or smell?
There's a very, very light, milky residue in this that reminds you of the liquid you found on the ground inside.
Okay.
Chemical smell?
Yeah, tiny little. I'm sorry, I said milky. I meant oily. A little oily residue, and yeah, a little bit of a alchemical, pungent, piney smell kind of thing.
All right.
I found it out near the. I found it over. It was by the lavatory on the. I suppose the middle floor. I thought it was the bottom floor. I didn't know there was a bottom or a floor.
Okay.
All I heard was something muffled. I thought it was a shout or a scream, but I didn't see anything other than him pick up the bottle.
This wasn't the man wearing a hawk mask?
Maybe.
It was a mask. He wasn't faced towards me, otherwise he would have seen me.
Where did he go after he threw the bottle?
Out. He went out the door and out to the front, bumped into some lady.
Ah!
Perfect. So, bumped into what's her face?
Yeah. Ah, we have a timeline.
Bumped into the. Did we get Rabbit Chick's name? Rabbit Chick.
She's the one you're talking. Oh, I'm sorry, Rabbit Chick. No, you did. Well, yeah, you probably got her.
She wanted to give
quote.
her name.
Yeah, she wanted a quote, so she gave her you were her name. I don't have it, but yeah.
Sure.
She gave us an
Okay.
yeah.
So we know that hawk person, hawk elf person.
Lily, do you want to name her? Horrible lady.
Yeah, so sorry, but you were
We
saying...
call her like Daisy Buchanan or something.
Sorry, but I'm just confirming what the goat lady said. She said she saw that person talking to the person in the bird mask.
She said that she saw the person that dropped the bottle run
strange
into
elder
someone.
man. Yeah, bump. We already knew that, but yeah.
Right, so we didn't know that. Yeah.
Well, the beggar said that.
Nothing about the bottle, though.
Oh, not the bottle, though. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. You're right. Yeah. Something lame like Daisy Buchanan. Alex, what are you thinking?
I'll throw him on, dude.
What about... Is Daisy okay as a first name, or is that weird?
It's fine.
Let's do Daisy Mycroft.
Daisy Mycroft, yes, of course, of the Mycroft house.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that works fine.
Does that make me Sherlock?
Guess so, man. Either way, yeah, that's the information that What was her mask again?
Goat.
Got it. Oh, the lady that we're just going to go.
Yeah. And she does tell you where that lavatory area is.
Okay, cool.
Dope. Let's check out the lavatory.
Perfect.
Cool. So you guys tell the guards that you're wrapping up with the witnesses and like the officer is like, look, if we can't get anything out of the body, then whoever's doing this is covering their tracks well. I have no idea who it is, but it's obviously not some guild members. You guys are free to go. Finish this by the nightfall. Come back. Let's make this not a thing. Please.
I agree.
I would love to get some sleep tomorrow.
Word up, yo.
Cool.
That's
And you
Steve's
guys head up. You guys head up to the lavatory with the guards to come check out this last piece of crime scene.
Great.
And you kind of go up there. You see very clearly where the bottle got dropped because some of the liquid is splattered around there too. You find pretty easily. And you see that it leads into the lavatory.
Oh.
I'll go in first.
Don't touch it just in case.
Inside the lavatory, this one's not super fancy with magically self-cleaning toilets, nothing like that. But it has a closet inside, which these drippings are leading up to also.
Open the closet.
I open it. Ready to do something.
You stick your fingers in this lock, you manage to get it open even though it's a
I got
lock.
my thieves tools, yo. I could lock pick this bitch
Yeah,
all day.
it's no problem. This is not like the other one. It's not some fancy ornate thing, and it's not a lock lurker, which
if
you
I
still
put
have
my
in
ear to the
that.
door before I start lock picking, like, do I
You
hear
hear
anything?
nothing.
Okay, great.
Nothing inside, and as you undo the lock, the door swings open, and a heavy, lumpy thing falls onto, knocking
Double
you over.
murder!
As everybody sees the second murder of the night.
Oh my god!
Is it Hawkman?
And it is not Hawkman. McBeakface.
Who is it?
It is actually a recognizable member for one of you. And that one of you is Adri. As you see, one of your fellow members from a different cell entirely of the Thieves Guild, who you had no idea was or should be here tonight.
Ooh.
And that's where we're going to end tonight because it's 9:40 and it's getting late.
Dang.
Thank you guys for investigating very well. You guys are doing great. It's supposed to take long. I kind of slowed it down on purpose because Bobby wasn't here.
Right.
And also, I can't wait to get to the meat because you guys are starting to get into the part where you can start solving a few mysteries.
Yay!
So this person is someone else in the Thieves Guild
Yep. We will find out next
in
time.
a different chapter.
Yep. We will find out in a different chapter of the one-shot specials from Catch of the Week, which we do monthly and sometimes divide into two parts, roughly 50% of the time at this rate.
It's pretty exciting.
Oh, man.
Cool.
All right.
But thanks for joining us for Ladies' Night.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. Ladies' Night was a blast. I was having a great time diving into Jezero. I hope I didn't do too much expositing, perhaps.
Nah.
That was good.
I think you guys have a good handle on the city now, so next time is going to be mostly driven by you, which is going to be really cool.
Fun.
Cool. Yeah.
And anyway, we'll see you guys next time. This was awesome. Bye.
Bye.